You're listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
I'll give it a few seconds. Hello, and welcome to the Headlock Talkover podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. I am Jeremy, joined as always by Jack. How are you, Jack?
Fine.
Great. Welcome to what is essentially our Bray Wyatt tribute episode, because we'll be covering Elimination Chamber 2014, which contained the Wyatts versus the Shields in a bloody fantastic match.
What a match.
Even 10 years later.
That was a dream.
absolutely love it.
Yeah, at the time that was a dream match. People wanted it to happen, didn't they?
Yeah, we enjoyed it, so look forward to seeing that. What we're going to do for you for the intro today is we're going to go through All In and the current card for Bash at Berlin and predict what we think is going to happen. Shall we start with All In since it's closest? It's only next week.
And it's on the screen.
Yeah, it is also on the screen.
Yeah, let's do that.
I've got that ready. Fuck the pre-show. Let's start.
What's on the pre-show?
It is Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway versus Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. Anyway, let's go with Timeless Tony Storm defending
Two of those people shouldn't be on the pre-show. I'm just going to say it.
Ishii and Statlander?
Willow and Statlander.
You don't think Ishii should
What's
do
on the
all right?
rest of the card?
Exactly. It's Timeless Tony Storm defending her AEW Women's Championship against the Glamour, didn't know that was a nickname now, Mariah May. Who do you reckon?
Tony.
I reckon Mariah.
I think you're right, but I'm picking Tony.
You just love Tony too much, that's the thing.
It's Tony time.
Yes, exactly. Tony is timeless.
Yeah, true. I think Mariah will get it, but I don't think it's now.
I think this is the time to do it.
Yeah, she is hot, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
I might be talking myself into it, you know. No, I'm going to go Tony Storm.
No, I'm sticking with Mariah May. I think Tony's had that belt for a while now. I can't remember.
Did she take off Paige?
Yeah, it was Saraya, wasn't it?
It was Saraya, sorry.
Because
Yeah.
Saraya won it at the last All In.
Do you think Jamie Hayter comes back?
Yeah, I think so. All In, absolutely, she comes back.
Not in this match. Looking at it, funnily enough.
I think once Mariah wins, Jamie will come out.
I reckon she might come out to confront Mercedes because she's got stuff with Brett, hasn't she?
That is true.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think we're happy with that. Let's go with MJF defending his AEW American Championship against Billy Ospreay. What do you reckon?
I'm surprised Ospreay's not facing Ricochet.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. MJF.
It's hard to call. We're in London after all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
bruv.
I'm going to go Will Ospreay, bruv.
All right.
I don't think they'll have him lose. And MJF, I think they want him to go on to do bigger and better things anyway. Like, the international championship is all well and good, but MJF's better than that. They want him close to that title picture, I think. And he hasn't faced Swerve yet. Or Danielson, depending on your prediction.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I'm sticking with Will Ospreay. I think I really want to see what those two will pull off, considering they've got to follow their last match, that 58-minute banger they had on Dynamite.
It's weird because their styles shouldn't work together.
No, but they're just both so good at what they do, they make it work. And thing is, MJF, when he wants to, he can really play it up and be that kind of wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was last year's All In where he did the suicide dive, or he teased it. But he did it at some point in the last year.
I can't remember.
Yeah. So we might get more of that. He'll do a suicide dive to Ospreay, I think, just because.
Do you reckon Ospreay?
Yeah, I reckon Ospreay. Let's go with that. Next up, we have a coffin match for the AEW TNT Championship. Guess who's in that one? It's Darby Allin against Jack Perry, the champion. Have you gotten why?
Jack Perry.
You think?
I think Darby Allin is going to coffin drop himself into a coffin.
I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet. Lost a match that way. So I think you're absolutely right. Perry hasn't had that belt for very long. It's only been a couple of months, I think.
Yeah,
he won it at the last pay-per-view, didn't he?
He'll scrape by this one, I think. And it will be Darby Allin will coffin drop off the top of the Titantron into a coffin.
Yeah, exactly. On top of a ladder.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
Are the Bucks on this card?
Yeah, they're on later.
Oh, yeah, they
So
are.
we'll get to that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think Perry's the one, particularly since he lost last year's All In. Because he lost a Hook when he went through the real glass. And we had to cry in the river.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was almost a year ago. Crazy stuff. Now we have Mercedes Moné defending her AEW TBS Championship against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Who do you reckon? You don't care, do you?
I don't care.
You want Britt to win, though.
You know what, Britt?
Yeah.
Britt. And I think Jamie Hayter's coming back to fight with Camille.
You've 100% talked me into Monet being confronted by Jamie, which is why I think Monet's winning.
I think there might be some kind of beatdown with Camille and Mercedes, and Jamie's going to come out to sort of even the odds. I think. And if we get a Jamie Hayter versus Camille match, also Camille debuted in AEW.
Yeah, she came out of nowhere, didn't she?
I don't should be in NXT, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, she's got the connection with like Aldous and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. But it is what it is.
I stick with
Britt Baker.
I'm sticking with Monet. We're going to have to pull names out of our ass to try and guess this because only one competitor's been announced, and it's the Casino Gauntlet match with the winner getting a future AEW World Championship match. We've got Orange Cassidy versus Fuck Knows because he's the only person that's been announced. Now, this is your Ricochet match.
I was going to say Pac.
Pac is lined up for something else, I believe.
Right.
I think he's due to get a match for the American Championship.
Okay.
At some point.
He's got to be on this card, though.
If he's fit to do so, yeah. He should be, because he's been on TV recently, and apparently he's had a lot of opportunities taken from him, but we shall see.
You know what? Yeah, this is the Ricochet match, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going to turn up, but it's a gauntlet match, so it's always one-on-one, and we go from there. I think that's how their gauntlet matches work, the same as WWE's.
Right.
So Cassidy will probably start the match because he's the workhorse. He'll beat a few people.
Yeah, it could be anyone. Just who are you going for?
I'm going to stick with Cassidy because they wouldn't announce him early if he wasn't going to go at least to the final two.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to... Why not Ricochet?
Okay.
Actually, is Adam Page on this card?
Not currently. That's a good call. That's a good call.
You know what? I'm going to go Adam Page. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, just double check it. He is not on this card. So, yeah, Adam Page is an excellent shout.
Yeah.
An excellent shout.
And then we get Page versus Strickland.
Or Danielson, depending on your prediction. Next up, we have a last chance match for the FTW Championship. The champion Chris Jericho defending against Hook. And if Chris Jericho wins, Hook cannot challenge for the championship so long as Jericho is champion. Who do you reckon?
Oh, don't give a shit. How have they ruined Hook?
Well, you see those first two words on the line.
Don't blame it on Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is one of the best ever.
Yes.
He's managed to reinvent himself to the point where it's almost unrecognisable throughout his career.
The man's in his 50s. Tell me the last person he put over.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I've proved myself wrong.
Yeah. I'll forgive it all if Chris Jericho loses.
I've made myself completely redundant.
Completely forgiven if Hook wins. I'm actually going to go Hook because they'd be daft not to give it to Hook.
You know what? Considering we've gone opposite, I'm going to go Jericho.
Okay.
Just because. What if Taz gets involved?
He could. It's whether he's there.
He won't.
I don't think he was there last year. I mean, I was there live, so I'm not sure who was on commentary off the top of my head. But if Taz is there, he could get involved.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see. But we've also got Big Bill and Brian Keith at ringside. So next up, we have the Young Bucks defending against FTR and the Acclaimed in a three-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Who do you reckon out of those three teams? All former champions. All had great matches at last year's All In.
Bucks.
Bucks is the safe bet.
I would really like the Acclaimed to win.
Yeah.
But the Bucks are winning.
Yeah, the Acclaimed aren't winning because who the fuck would they pin out of those for? They just wouldn't, would they?
Young Bucks wouldn't take a pin. FTR would take a pin. Dax would take a pin. He loves taking pins.
It's his favourite thing to do. I'm going to go FTR.
Yeah, that's a fair shout.
I think the Bucks need to lose them at some point, and I don't think they're going to be all out. So, yeah, I'm going to go FTR. I think they need another run with it. I'm hoping they're as over as they have been, because I haven't seen them for a while on TV. I don't know if they still get the same reactions they used to.
Yeah, they called them off big time, didn't they?
Yeah, but the Acclaimed, I think, are still white hot.
Okay.
So time will tell, but I'm going FTR. And then we have quite an interesting match here. We have a 4-way London ladder match. Don't know what makes it a London ladder match. Maybe there's telephone boxes, but fuck it.
It's in London.
Yeah, that's what makes the difference, right? Chicago street fight. Bollocks. Anyway, it's a 4-way London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship. We have the Patriarchy being Christian Cage, Killswitch, and Nick Wayne, the champions, defending against the Bang Bang Gang being Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn, versus the House of Black being Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, and a 4th team to be announced.
Is that Death Triangle? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Maybe it was supposed to be Death Triangle.
Oh, we've timed this poorly.
Oh god!
Are they still under contract?
The
Lucha Bros?
I don't know. What if it's just Pac by himself? My abs will carry me through.
Who else could it possibly be?
Trios.
I don't think they'll have any surprises up their sleeve. It'll probably get announced on Dynamite.
Blackpool Combat Club.
Oh yeah, excellent point. Actually, they're not on this card at all.
No, none
apart
of them
from
are,
Danielson, just Danielson, and that's it.
So who's
Moxley, Utah, and Claudio?
Get them in a ladder match. That'll be good.
Moxley fucking stab himself with a ladder somehow. But hey ho. All of these three have been Trios champions, rather. Although I think it was Jay White instead of Juice Robinson with the Bang Bang Gang. Tricky, this one.
I'm going to go absolutely mad, and I'm going to say House of Black.
Okay.
Because
they lost last year?
I just love Malachi Black.
Yeah, of course. We love all three of those.
Shock, right? The man with tattoos really likes Malachi Black.
This might be a stupid suggestion, but considering it's a ladder match, is there a possibility we get Top Flight and another?
Could do.
Just Dante and Darius Martin just jumping off ladders.
Yeah, and turning their legs backwards.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't fucking do that again. Mind you, Penta's not there, so regardless of whose fault it is.
I literally can't think of another team that could be.
I'm going to go the Bang Bang Gang. Juice Robinson hasn't held a belt yet in AEW. I think now's the time. And we fucking love the Guns.
Yeah.
They're so cool. Get them in NXT immediately.
They're so sports entertainery. It's ridiculous.
With those hairstyles.
It's madness.
100%.
They are stars waiting to happen.
Oh, definitely. And then finally we have the main event, which is a title versus career match for the AEW World Championship. We have Swerve Strickland defending against Bryan Danielson. Now, obviously, title versus career means that if Swerve wins, Bryan is done from wrestling. That's his career done. Who do you reckon?
I think Swerve, but I think Danielson's gonna DQ himself.
As like a I'm done kind of thing?
No.
What are you thinking?
They'll keep it going. He'll get too violent and get himself confused and get carried away.
And he'll be like, oh, that's not enough. You need to pin me to retire me.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see it. That's not what I'm going for, though. I am going for Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
But I reckon that's it. And we are going to have to cry about it for the fact we didn't get a chance to fucking go.
I don't think, and this is no disrespect to Swerve, because he's doing really good work.
Oh, he's so good right now.
He shouldn't be the one to retire Danielson. And I know we're sitting here in a world where Baron Corbin retired Kurt Angle, but I don't see Danielson retiring in London, of all places, because of Swerve Strickland. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
I can get behind that, but unless he has every match in future become a title versus career match, then this is the one. Like imagine if Ric Flair had beaten Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, and then where do you go from there? Or imagine if John Cena puts his career on the line in like June next year. when we know he's going to the end of December.
Yeah.
It really just takes the stakes out. So I think this is it. I'm going to be devastated. I wasn't there to see it firsthand.
I think there's still more Swerve can do as champion.
Exactly.
Like that rematch with Paige.
Yep.
With the face heel dynamics completely switched. That could still happen. I think there's still money in like a Swerve championship run, but I don't see Danielson retiring.
It's so hard to call, but I'm sticking with it. I think Swerve's winning. I think Danielson's retiring, and you think he doesn't.
Yeah, I think Swerve's winning, but I don't think Danielson will retire.
Okay.
There'll be some shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
If this is it for Danielson,
what a fucking run!
Hell of a career.
What a fucking run!
Hell of a career.
Like, cut his teeth in ROH, dragged himself through what was essentially NXT at the time, joined the Nexus, got fired for attacking people too hard.
Yep.
Then came back, became the most over thing in the company, beat 3 of the biggest superstars they've ever had in one night, and has been consistently, infinitely popular ever since.
Yeah.
We are 10 years removed from WrestleMania 30, and people still do yes chants. Despite the fact he's not supposed to do it in AEW.
In both companies.
Exactly.
It's transcended wrestling.
It's been ridiculous, isn't it?
I got told off for doing it in a pub once.
There you go.
And people were joining in. And they didn't know what it was.
I would have loved to have seen that.
The owner came up to us and said, all right, you need to stop doing that. And everyone started saying no. It was amazing.
No!
Yeah.
No!
He was just like, yeah, oh, fuck you lot. No, that's fine.
I'm going out the back. So
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Right. Yeah. Thank you, Bryan Danielson, if this is the end, because fucking hell, you've given us some good times. Let's jump into what little there is of Bash at Berlin. But what we will do, we can speculate on some of the other matches that might turn up, I think. I'll go from top to bottom from that list there. So we'll start with a match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Gunther defending against Randy Orton. Been an interesting run so far. They've cut some interesting sort of promos on each other. It's hard to call. Gunther already has one up on Randy during the King of the Ring tournament.
Yep.
Got to be Gunther though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the only thing that puts like a seed of doubt in my mind is the thing that it says here that they will swap brands if Orton wins. Because then Gunther can go after Cody.
Oh, and unify the belts.
No,
and have like that belt that Cody's got, just collecting all of the other belts. God. Just come to me.
Imagine that, but no, that's not what I mean. So if Randy wins, Randy switches to Raw and is the world champion over there. Gunther switches to SmackDown and is a challenger over there. If Gunther loses, he goes to SmackDown.
Oh, so nothing happens if Gunther
nothing
wins.
happens if Gunther wins.
Oh, but you know what? My brain didn't comprehend that.
But I'm okay with
all.
that. If Gunther lost, went down to SmackDown, won the Royal Rumble, and then faced Cody at WrestleMania, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Still Gunther, though. 100%.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Next up, we have one that I still don't know how they're going to book it, and that's the match for the undisputed WWE Championship. The champion Cody Rhodes defending against Kevin Owens. Both of which are good guys. How the fuck are they going to manage this?
I don't know, but Cody's winning.
Yeah.
Mind you, Owens walks that weird line of...
He does, but
he's a tweener.
He's very over right now, though.
Yeah.
The only way I can see it working is if Orton loses earlier in the night and then has something to do with that match. And then they tie up the Cody-Orton feud. They start that. Turning heel out of frustration for not beating Gunther.
Yeah, okay.
Like attacks Kevin, but gives Cody the win and then starts attacking Cody.
They could do like a backstage sort of segment where Cody says something and Orton takes it the wrong way.
There's a lot of possibilities here, I think. But
do Orton and Owens have priors?
Not that I can recall. They must have had matches here and there, but no strict feuds, I don't think.
Yeah, I can't really, unless we're thinking of missing something.
I can't remember anything between the two, to be honest with you. They've got to have had matches, but I don't recall any of them that were of note. Like none of them were major feuds.
Yeah.
So it could happen. We'll see. But I'm going with Cody as well, 100%. And then the final match we have announced is a mixed tag team match. The Terror Twins did not know that's what these two are called at the moment. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus the Judgment Day, being Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. What do you reckon? This is so easy, Jack. What are you thinking?
Judgment Day.
Yeah. No. It's the Terror Twins.
Really?
Yeah. They got to get their own back from being screwed over.
Isn't Liv their women's champion?
Yeah, Dom takes the pin.
I don't know.
Dom has to take the pin here, I think. Give them the cathartic ending that the German fans want.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Judgment Day.
Actually, I'll do you better. Have Rhea pin Dom.
You know what? Have Damian Priest do a South of Heaven to Liv Morgan.
You have a weird fetish for male superstars attacking female ones. A couple of weeks ago, you were talking about Baron Corbin attacking Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I don't know why women wrestlers sell moves so well. And if you think of you remember the South of Heaven that Priest gave JD
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago? It would be like that, but
He
better.
was holding him up for ages.
Yeah, it'd be that, but better.
Okay. So I think
It's not that I don't like seeing women attacked. It's not that. It's just they take moves really well.
it's quite a spectacle.
I
understand
it's quite
that.
aesthetically pleasing, yeah.
Okay.
And it's shocking.
So since that's all the matches that have been announced, I think best thing we can do is go title by title and speculate.
Yep.
So we'll go with the two male mid-card titles. Who's Bron Breakker going to face?
Dragunov?
Dragunov would be good. You know who would be good, Jack? Ludwig Kaiser.
No. Because he won't go over.
No, that is true.
Keep him off. I reckon he'll have a match. He will have a match. And he should win.
It does not
He
matter.
should win everything.
It doesn't matter who Bron faces. He's going to win.
Yeah, that's it.
So Dragunov might not be the best option.
Jay?
No. They wouldn't want to give Jay losses that quickly back to back. After getting Gunthed, for lack of a better term.
Jay's become one of those characters where he can take a loss.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to affect him in any way. It's like Zayn.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't think that's the caliber of superstar you want, particularly for this pay-per-view. Those are the matches you might want to save for a top four or a big four pay-per-view.
So who are you thinking then? Like an R-Truth?
Well, I know who LA Knight's going to face, so we'll get to that. A little bit bigger than Truth. JD would be fun.
Yeah, it wouldn't go on very long, I don't think.
I know.
Which is so... JD's become this weird, squashable character, and he's so good in the ring.
It's because he's a knobhead
He's
on screen.
so good in the ring.
He's so hateable.
Well, you never get to see it.
I'm trying to think of someone who would be more credible, because they wouldn't make this a squash match, not a chance, because Triple H just doesn't really do them on pay-per-view. They're all 15, 20 minute around that mark. I'm trying to think who on Raw would be a suitable person. And there aren't many at the moment, I don't think.
Dragunov's got to be on the card. Ludwig's got to be on the card.
Do you know what would be funny? It won't happen, but would be funny, is Gable. He's too busy getting twatted by monsters, though. But Gable would be interesting, just to have Bron beat the shit out of him.
Not for the IC title again.
Exactly. That's why I think it would be funny, but no, it wouldn't be him.
Well, sorry, just to completely interrupt, this just popped into my head. When do we get Gable versus Gunther for the heavyweight title?
The Rumble?
Yes, please.
The Rumble might be the one.
Right, you've said it now. It's got to be true. So if it doesn't happen...
Manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone like Truth. Carlito wouldn't be too bad. Anybody like that. Any of the three remaining members of the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Finn?
Finn would be good. Anybody like that. But either way, Bron wins. It doesn't matter who we pick. Bron wins. United States Championship. It's LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. That's just what's going to happen. And LA Knight's obviously winning. There's not much to say about it, except LA Knight's just been tearing Santos a new one every week on SmackDown.
Of course he has.
That's what he's good at. I don't think there's much more to say on that. That's going to be pretty cut and dry. I'm waiting to see what happens when a real challenger comes along, because Santos is not there yet.
Who would a real challenger be?
On SmackDown, now you're asking, because I'm trying to think of who the roster is. Jacob Fatu. He's always the one, isn't he?
No, because he'd have to lose.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, he's not losing yet.
I reckon Fatu might be on this card though at some point. I reckon because he's tag team champion, They might have a decent match against a couple of people. But I don't know who's on the SmackDown Tag Team division. DIY. Be funny to see A-Town Down Under. That'd be the match that breaks them up finally, and Austin turns face. Because they are teasing that.
That could work.
There's a few options. I think that'll happen. Raw Tag Team Champions.
Who are the Raw Tag Team Champions? Good
question. I have forgotten. Is it Finn and JD? I think it is.
They definitely had it, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they still have it.
I'm going to look this up.
Yeah, because we're just going to make ourselves look like idiots, and the comments will absolutely fucking crucify us.
I can't remember.
I mean, crucify us anyway for forgetting, because we fucking deserve it, but hey-ho.
Yeah. Finn and JD.
Okay. I'm glad we got that right, at least. So Finn probably wouldn't face Braun, but they'd face not the Creeds, because they're busy. Alpha Academy would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, Tozawa wouldn't do a fat lot, unfortunately, but...
Shame.
I mean, if Bate wasn't injured, I'd say New Catch Republic as well.
Yeah. That's a point. Sheamus.
What's he doing at the moment? He's feuding with Dunn, isn't he?
Feuding with Dunn. They might have...
some finger-snapping fun.
Yeah, they might have a one-on-one match, because... I imagine Sheamus is going to be really over.
Based on these particular pay-per-views, though, I think we can only speculate because they tend to be 5-match shows unless they're Big 4 or Big 5, as it is now. So they're only going to add 2 matches to this. I think LA Knight Santos Escobar will be one of them. Bear in mind, we haven't talked about the women's matches yet.
Oh, God.
They've got to have a women's match in there. So I think we'll jump into that now. Tag team match, I don't think it'll be on the card. But I think Alba Fire and other witchy girl whose name I've forgotten,
Isla Dawn,
they'll have their match, I think, against Jade and Bianca at some point.
They're not called the Witches, by the way.
I know they're not. I can't remember what they're called.
The Unholy Union.
For the Witches.
Yeah, me too.
It's better. Who will Nia face if she's on the card? It won't be Tiffany.
Charlotte Flair.
Not in Berlin.
Not at Berlin.
Survivor Series or Royal Rumble, yeah, but not at Berlin. Who's left on the SmackDown roster?
I was thinking of like a Dana Brooke type person.
Or a Piper Niven.
Piper Niven's a great
I
shout.
can't remember if she's on Raw or SmackDown though.
Well, that's fine.
Or just Chelsea Green.
Yeah,
you want your squash.
Yeah,
give her Chelsea Green.
Just put Chelsea Green on the card anyway because she's amazing.
And then. The Raw champion again? I've completely forgotten. This is embarrassing. I don't want you to look it up. I don't want you to look it up.
I'm looking it up.
Fuck, who is it? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh, fucking hell, it's Liv Morgan. What are we talking about?
Oh, we've literally just said it.
It's because, in my mind, it hasn't quite switched to the World and Women's Championships. It's still those red and blue gold belts.
Yeah.
That's what's messing me up. It hasn't quite switched in my mind, but... Liv's busy, so never mind. And I think that's it for titles. So probably LA Knight and Santos Escobar in one of the tag belts. I had to guess, I'd say it'd be the Raw one. Maybe keep the Samoans off TV.
Yeah, make it quite Judgment Day heavy.
Yeah, they want to keep it apart purely because of Survivor Series, I think. They want to do as little as possible, but giving us enough. Speaking of which, though, I'm assuming you saw what the Samoans got up to on SmackDown, just gone.
Jacob kicked Roman in the face.
Sure fucking did.
With a boot on.
I did not think they were going to wait. I thought they were going to wait longer than that. For Roman sold his ass off.
Roman is the only person, I think, that can get away with pinning Jacob at this time.
100%.
I don't think he should.
He won't.
But, yeah. I think this is going to lead to Solo's bloodline with original bloodline.
So you think Roman, Jay, Jimmy, and Sammy? I'd be interesting to see the promos that lead up to that because Sammy will need some convincing.
Yeah,
I think. Jimmy's already aligned with Roman, so he'll just fall into place like that. Jay will need convincing, and then Sammy will need convincing.
Yeah, this is it. And then you've got Hikuleo,
who's due to come. Yeah, but we don't know where he'll fit into this. He might be there instead of Sammy. We'll see.
He could get The Rock.
I don't think they will. It might, in like a not in ring capacity. I think he'll turn up, but not otherwise.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're probably right. Why do they not do the obvious thing
Which is
and just be like, you know what? Let's just get Haku.
fucking Haku. I don't know how old Haku is now.
Does it matter?
I mean, they got Afro and Seeker out. Rest in peace to both of those,
Yeah.
by the way. Jesus, we lost both of those in the space of a week.
Yeah, that was
Devastating.
yeah, that's not good for that family.
Yeah.
But yeah, bring Haku in.
Mm-hmm. Jobs are good. Then.
Win. Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
just like cheat codes.
You'll never let go of the Haku eats his children storyline, will you?
Well, someone needs to.
Yeah.
What?
Anyway, is there anything
Carry.
else from this week worth discussing? Because it's been quite a drab week as wrestling goes. I don't think there's been a whole lot that's been of interest. I can think of the Samoans doing their thing on SmackDown, and have we forgotten something?
I have a spicy hot take.
Oh, here we go. You warned me this was coming,
Yeah.
and pre-warning, he told me he wasn't going to elaborate, and he's got to convince you now.
It was more of a I need to confess something that it isn't going to be very popular.
I'm all ears.
I think Samantha Irvin's overrated.
Ooh, shit. Okay,
Yeah, I do.
I'm listening.
I'm not going to elaborate on
You
it.
got to state your case to
No,
the people.
that's it. I've said it.
Okay. Well, roast him in the comments, because I don't fucking agree with that. And we'll jump straight in to the Elimination Chamber 2014. Thank you so much for listening this far. Give us a subscribe, a follow, a like, comment what you think, comment what other shows you'd like us to do in the future. Maybe it'll get featured. Enjoy the show.
Bye. Why are we doing this?
It's pretty much a year since Bray Wyatt's passing. That's the reason why. So we thought we'd celebrate what many consider to be his best match. It's definitely top 3.
The only thing I can remember about it is the Wyatts are stood opposite the Shield, or is it that way around? Whichever way around whichever way around it is, and the crowd are chanting, "This is awesome," and they've not even touched each other yet.
Yep, they had a proper Rock and Hogan moment, but with teams. Very cool.
Since they both debuted as like teams of 3, I think everyone was always, we want to watch these two go against each other, and they were kept separate for such a long time.
So we're about 10 years into the past, almost like exactly, give or take a couple of months.
This is Elimination Chamber, by the way, we've not said yet.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber 2014. In fact, this is a sign of the times, isn't it?
Yeah.
We the people.
And Cesaro and Jack Swagger doing it. Ugh. Good old Dutch. Big fan of Dutch, aren't you, Jack?
I do love a bit of dirty Dutch.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting callbacks to this when you look at it in hindsight. For example, this pay-per-view happens the day before the WWE Network went live.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So we have Jack Swagger coming out with Zepp Coulter, otherwise known as Dutch Man's Hell, and with their We the People gimmick, Zepp Coulter's cutting a promo.
Yeah.
Talking about how Big E is not a real American, unlike Jack Swagger, and it's got undertones. It's got undertones, that's for sure.
Yeah. I was trying to listen to what he was saying then, and it seems pretty uncomfortable.
They definitely talk about immigrants coming into the country.
Is this before
There it
or
is.
after Cesaro joined them?
Cesaro is part of the faction.
Right, okay.
Cesaro is in this pay-per-view later on, and he has the same theme music. And they start chanting We the People during the match.
If you think about it, Swagger and Cesaro, those two are good in the ring.
Yep.
Cesaro is okay on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been money, like those two together. Like it's like they should have been like a modern day like Road Warriors.
But they gave them a terrible gimmick.
Yeah, just go out, destroy people, do like feats of strength.
And also be racist. What?
So that's Big E's NXT theme he's coming out to, isn't it? Is that
Yeah.
five count? Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
But he did. Who was it? Was it King Kong Bundy? Used to make the ref count to 5
Well, I can't remember who did it originally. But this must have been... I'm not sure because he's not on the pay-per-view, but I think this was around the time he was paired with Ziggler, or after they just split up as a group.
Right.
Because it was Dolph, AJ Lee, and Big E.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure where we are timeline-wise in that, because Big E and AJ are both on this pay-per-view separately.
Right, okay.
but Ziggler's not. And I will never get over how big Big E is.
I mean, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
His upper body is just, it's so thick.
Like his pecs are bigger than basketballs. I believe he may have broken a record held by Mark Henry.
Right.
I think it was bench.
I know he was one of the strongest in John Cena's gym.
That might be what it was. That might be a clip I've seen because I know Cena's there and so's Reigns when it happens.
They had it all on the wall, didn't they?
I think he holds the record. And I think he still does.
Yeah, I mean, he's big.
Oh yeah, E. I don't even know what his first name is. I have to assume it starts with E.
His first and surname begin with an E, and I can't pronounce either one.
Eddie Edwards.
It's not Eddie Edwards. Let's have a look. I just know I've looked at it before and I've not been able to
I'll
pronounce
give it a crack. Oh, okay, I think it's Ettore Iwen.
Yeah.
I think. Unsure of the origin of that name, but fair enough. I would have had no idea.
Let's call him Big E.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger.
Yeah. Can you tell the WWE Network is launching tomorrow, Jack?
Yeah.
Because they won't stop
They're
talking about it.
They're going on about it.
Oh, it gets better. You wait.
So is this pre or post Jack Swagger heavyweight champion?
Post. This is just before the Money in the Bank after he had won.
Right, so he's had his rise and fall.
Yeah, full disclosure, Jack hasn't watched this pay-per-view and I have, so I'm walking him through it this time.
Mm-hmm. I watched it, I don't think I watched it when it first happened, but I know I have seen it at some point.
If only for the one fantastic match on here.
Yeah. I love an Elimination Chamber as well, so I'll watch one.
Yeah, there's something interesting about this Elimination Chamber that I'll get to when it comes around. I'm not sure if I'm going mad in thinking so, but I'm sure you could probably help me fill it in.
So you're talking about the origins of Big E's name. The colours on his singlet.
Yeah.
Is that Nigeria?
No. Nigeria is only green and white.
Right.
I was trying to figure it out myself.
Because it's red, yellow and green.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what I know about flags.
Africa?
I think it's an African nation. I'm just not sure which one. If it wasn't red, I'd have guessed Jamaica. But there's red on the costume.
He's got a dragon on his front as well.
Yes. God knows why, but there's a few flags that use those colours. If there's any connection at all, there might not be.
Yeah, it might just be a stylistic choice. His shoes are very shiny though.
Yeah, you got to look your best if you're on TV. That is a big leg on Big E, Michael. You're absolutely right.
How big is Swagger? Because he's like...
I think he's 260 odd.
He's like deceptively big, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 260 odd, and I think Big E's, they build him at 280 odd.
Right. Because like Swagger looks like... It sounds really stupid, but looks like a normal man.
But he's just really tall.
And then when he stands next to like the referee and the ref's like, get him out the corner! You're like, oh my God. He's massive.
That was incredibly accurate as to what had just gone on. So Jack Swagger, is that camo on his singlet and his knee pads? Who are you hiding from, Jack?
Immigrants? Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not. That was a big foot to Big E.
He's such a charisma black hole, wasn't he, Swagger?
Yeah, he was. And he was one of the people that had a lisp and couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
It might be because he's not a Rhodes.
It's... Whenever he was on the mic, he seemed to really struggle with talking.
Yep.
And like it wasn't like struggling to remember lines or anything. It's like he really struggled to like speak.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a charisma thing because the man got a hat over in AEW.
Yeah, I don't know if that
there
was
must be something
being paired with Jericho.
Yeah, that'll do it. He must have worked with Jericho around this time though, because I think Jericho's with the company around now.
Yeah, what's the connection with them?
I'm not sure.
But I mean, he's really athletic. He's really good in the ring. He's obviously really strong. You could have just made him like silent killer.
Yeah, well, they hired him based on his NCAA achievements because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was 260 odd. And I think 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 he was 260 odd. JBL mentions at some point that he holds a record which I don't think has been beaten yet either. And I think it's the number of pinfalls in a year in actual wrestling.
Because there's the same for Ziggler as well, wasn't it? They hired him based on his amateur wrestling.
Same with Lesnar and Benjamin. And fun fact about that, this pay-per-view takes place in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Brock's hometown. And multiple times during this show, you get "We Want Lesnar" chants.
When is this? 2014. So he would have been UFC.
No, he returned in 2012 and was with the company ever since. So he is in WWE at this point. He just ain't working because this is just before WrestleMania 30 when he faced The Undertaker.
So this is the year he broke the streak?
Yeah, this is the pay-per-view before he broke the streak. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there was one between now and Mania.
Whoa.
We're also in the middle of the Yes Movement as well.
Right, okay.
How times change.
Yeah. So this is... The Yes Movement was Mania of this year. So that would have been... I'm trying to remember now. Daniel Bryan beat Triple H in the first match, didn't he?
Yeah, opening match.
And then he pinned Batista.
He made Batista tap out.
That's it, yeah. That's the spear that I was talking about that we spoke about what Edge does.
Yeah.
And Big E used to do it all the time.
Absolutely insane that a man his size does that.
Yeah, it's madness. So I don't know if that's the first time he's done that.
Maybe on the main roster.
Because the crowd go mad.
To be fair, I think it helps with that six-man tag match, but this crowd's really hot. But the problem is because you can tell they're hot, you can tell when matches really aren't clicking because there's a couple where they just don't seem to care. The women's match being a prime example, and we'll get to that.
2014 women's division, so that's not quite... Stephanie hasn't invented women's wrestling
No, it's
yet,
still the Divas Championship.
Right, okay.
Another fun fact in terms of timing for this, CM Punk had just walked out as well.
Right. And AJ Lee, ooh.
She's the Divas Champion.
She's the champion?
Yep.
Woo! That's a spicy meatball, isn't it?
Really, historically, a very weird, few coincidences all happening at the same time with the network, with the Yes Movement, with Punk leaving.
Yeah. So, hang on. So you're telling me that CM Punk, when he returned... Was it this year or last year?
Last year. So last year.
That was the first time he'd been on the network, live.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Isn't it just... Wow. I don't know if they put that weird Fox show that he was on the network. I doubt it, but they might have done. He did that, backstage segment thing with Renee and all that.
Oh. Yeah.
He might have been on TV then.
Yeah. That was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't really talk about that. And Swagger's got the Patriot lock. It's an ankle lock. In on Big E here. Also, look at the size of Big E's thighs, man.
I don't know if it's accentuated because he's got no knee pads on.
Maybe. If anything, it might be the opposite. You think of when wrestlers put those tight bands around their shoulders to make their biceps look bigger. You think a knee pad might make it look even bigger.
Yeah, you can't put muscle on your kneecap, can you? So you're always going to get that, if you fill that in, his legs are just going to look like...
But I feel like his thighs are so thick, they'd spill over the top of the pads muffin tops. Oh, Biggie means business. The straps are down on the singlet.
The crowd cheering for Swagger.
Yeah, the We the People thing apparently was really over in 2014.
Oh, they're chanting no. Ah, so this is when they were doing the yes-no thing, wasn't it? Right.
Like I said, we're peak Yes Movement here.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He picks up people like they're nothing. Big ending from Big E.
Doesn't just pick him up, but he launches him up and catches him.
Lands on his shoulder, and Big E wins, retains the IC Championship.
I always thought that was a stupid finisher, the big ending.
Because all of the impact's on your one arm.
Yeah. It just always... It didn't seem very impactful for me.
It's like the Playmaker, but for your arm.
Yeah.
It looks good, though.
Like a guy like Big E could use...
What would you have him use?
Power Slam.
I'll tell you what I'd have him use. I'd have him use the jackhammer.
Yeah, maybe. The only reason I say Power Slam is because the big ending... He puts them in a power slam position, and you can see his face, and because he's got such a expressive face, you can almost see him before he does it. Mm-hmm. Whereas a jackhammer, you have to sort of concentrate a bit, don't you? Did anyone else ever use a jackhammer?
Not that I'm aware of. But hold that thought, Jack, because someone's got some news for us.
Oh my God!
It's bad
Look
news,
at his
Wade
face!
Barrett.
Look at his face!
I've got excellent news for you, Jack. He turns up like 5 times in this show.
I don't think I've ever been happier. Does he say the same thing every... He's got his gavel. Shh.
No, because it gets better. We'll get to it.
Look at his face!
So Bad News Barrett comes out and announces he's got some bad news for everyone, and it's that Russia have got more Olympic medals than America, and that they'll continue to do so. And he calls it Mother Russia, which as a Brit is weird,
It is
right?
weird, isn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, he turns up about 5 times in the pay-per-view.
Amazing.
Do you want to know what's even funnier? That's the first time. That's the only time his podium rises. It malfunctions from now on. But he makes it work. He turns it into a bit of a shoot thing on Minneapolis, and they're electricians.
Fair enough, yeah. So is this this is post Team Hell No?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Team Hell No is one of those teams that shouldn't have worked, but was incredible.
Which had the right people in it, I think. Because we're corporate Kane now. Byron Saxton is backstage with Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan trying not to smile.
Because you could hear the crowd just going, yes, yes, yes.
I think that's what got him over. Like, if you come across as like a genuine person on screen,
Yeah.
which he does, the crowd obviously go, I like this guy.
He's like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Blue eyes, white meat, babyface, yeah? Literally what he is.
It reminds me of that promo where they had all the was it World Heavyweight Champions in the ring?
Yeah.
And the crowd are going absolutely mad for Daniel Bryan.
And you've got these huge men around him.
Yeah.
I'd like to just amend my earlier statement, though. He's a blue eyes, white tofu babyface.
Yep, fair enough. Do you know where the yes chant came from?
Was it that it was something to do with Team Hell No, wasn't it? What was it then?
He stole it from a UFC fighter called Diego Sanchez.
Wow,
Who used to shout... He didn't used to do the hand gestures, but he was really intense, and he just used to shout yes when he was walking down to the ring.
Right, time for a sign of the times here. We've got the New Age Outlaws in 2014.
Jesus Christ.
Wait until you see who they face and how they're represented.
Okay. 2014, tag... Oh, God. My mind's gone completely blank.
I think it's best you don't know.
Okay.
Because it's such a stark contrast from their careers now.
How does Billy Gunn look better now in 2024?
Because he's lost that long hair. Their hair is just making the hairline look worse.
I mean, no one's going to look at him there and go, you're not in shape at all.
Nope. But he's definitely in better shape now.
Is that a tattoo on the back of Road Dogg's head?
Yeah.
Fair play. A braver man than me.
So what I found weird while Road Dogg does his usual stick, as they come out, he doesn't say your ass better call somebody. He says you better call somebody.
Yeah,
but he still refers to Billy Gunn as the badass. What's the point?
Oh yeah.
15 years after their prime, and they are still over as fuck.
I mean, Billy Gunn is still over now. And like, I would almost guarantee you, if by some miracle Road Dogg walked out on AEW TV while Billy Gunn was in the ring, it would be one of the biggest pops
100%.
that they've ever had.
But he's too close with the WWE.
Well, you would have thought the same about Billy.
Yeah, true. But obviously he turned up for the Hall of Fame ceremony when he got inducted, and then they just made fun of him the whole time.
Go on, who they're facing then? Is that the Usos?
It's
the
Usos.
My God! Oh, Jesus. So that's Jay on the left, isn't it?
No.
Is that Jimmy on the right?
Nope, you got it the other way around.
Oh, it is. I can see it now.
I think Jimmy's a little wider in the face. That's the only giveaway for me.
So how long have they been on main now then?
Not very long, but long enough for them to have pinned Roman.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, the family ties wouldn't have been...
Well, it's because of
mentioned,
the
would
interesting
they?
piece of trivia that you told me that Jay was the first person ever to pin Roman on the main roster.
Mm.
So that has happened at this point.
Oh, God, look at him.
What's this song? The most generic rap song in the world.
So I remember this part of like the Usos. Everything is all ooh ha when they do stuff, isn't it?
I think they've toned that down a bit at this point.
Okay.
I want to just point something in my notes as well. We were talking over it, but when Road Dogg was doing the speech as they came out to the ring, they said they've main evented WrestleMania. Like fuck, have those two main evented WrestleMania?
Yeah, no, they haven't. Do the Usos have their socks on over their shoes?
It looks like it, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
Okay.
I think those are supports for the boots, possibly.
Right.
If I had to guess, because they look like casts, like they've all got broken ankles.
Yeah.
Yep, just the red with the white poking out either end. Just like a plaster cast.
Oh, I can tell which one's which now, yeah.
Mad to think Billy's about 50 here as well.
Oh, it's just madness.
So stupid.
Who's older at him and Road Dogg? Because I always thought Road Dogg was fairly
I actually
old.
have no idea, but because of, wrestling being weird, I reckon Billy's older. And Jesse just had an unfortunate time of it.
Well, he came from a fairly famous wrestling family, didn't he?
Who did, sorry?
Road Dogg.
Did he?
Yeah, the Armstrongs.
Oh, yeah, he's an Armstrong. I keep forgetting that. I knew that one of Road Dogg's names was his actual name, and I assumed it was James and not Jesse.
Yeah, his name's Brian James, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't think he was an Armstrong. I think the commentators mentioned some of his relatives in this match. Who's the Armstrong you were always telling me about?
Brad.
Yeah, they mention him. They say, where's Brad, I think? Well, talking about his heritage.
Well, what year is it? 2014. When did Brad Armstrong pass? 2012?
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Well,
it's not far
then.
off, I think.
But it's not like he would have been inducted into the Hall of Fame or anything, would it?
I don't think Brad
I know
has.
he did do a lot in WCW. Like, he did the Bad Street thing, didn't he?
He was around for a while.
But he didn't do anything, like,
2012, yeah.
massively of note.
November 2012.
Was he in any notable tag teams?
He was in the Freebirds as Bad Street.
Okay.
But
So maybe he got inducted with the Freebirds, technically.
I doubt it. He was just one of those that couldn't connect with the crowd. And they gave him stupid gimmicks like Arachnoman. You ever heard of that?
No. Sounds stupid.
We'll cover that.
Did he have, like, prosthetic legs coming out of his back?
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay. That's all right, then.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
I'm imagining just him coming out in an exoskeleton and then taking it off.
It's basically Spider-Man, but they basically got a cease and assist from Marvel saying you can't do that. So it's like they've tried to distance it just enough, but haven't pulled it off enough.
Did he ever face Randy Savage as Arachnoman?
That would have been funny, wouldn't it? Maybe that's where you got the idea from.
I've got you for 3 minutes. Sure you have, Macho.
Who was the first person to do that strut? That was Flair, wasn't it?
I assume so.
Yeah.
He might have taken it. So maybe like Buddy Rogers did it.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
if he stole the Nature Boy thing, I don't see why he wouldn't have taken that.
Well, everyone...
Actually, what about Gorgeous George? He might have done it first. Seems like the kind of thing he would have done.
Maybe. Or Billy Graham.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone seems to have stolen things from Billy Graham.
That's how wrestling works. We've both listened to William Regal's podcast, and he said that any good idea he's ever had, he's stolen from like a film.
Yeah.
So,
Do you remember what he said about his acting style on screen? And he stole it from an interview with Michael Caine.
did he really?
Michael
I must
Caine
have forgotten
says
that.
he doesn't act, he reacts.
Yes, I remember him saying that.
So you don't wait
For your line, yeah.
You don't wait for your line. You react to what the other person's saying because they might say it differently. So you know what you're going to say, but don't plan how you're going to do it.
So
if that
you're
makes sense.
like half improving, basically. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that might be why he works so well with Tajiri, because Tajiri was just off the fucking wall.
I like that one story where Tajiri made him crack on screen when he was doing the commission,
wasn't it? Just to redirect you here, they are chanting CM Punk right now.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we're at that point. Regal prided himself on being a one-take man as well, so I think they had to stick with what they had. But Tajiri made him break.
Do you remember that story when he said he thought Tajiri was driving him absolutely insane.
Deliberately.
Yeah. Like, he said he was driving in a car with him and they used to drive in silence because Tajiri was scared of music.
Scared of music.
Which is bad. But Regal would catch himself driving and turning to Tajiri and going...
Yeah, he said
and
that...
pulling stupid faces and then think, what am I doing?
I'm going to grab the mic here because I remember him saying that he used to do this. He used to be like right up against Tajiri's face and go, fucking hate you. Absolutely despise you. It was so good. I had to get the mic close to pick that up because if it didn't hear me then, the joke's wasted.
This match is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the best. It's two Anoa'i family members learning the ropes still, and two veterans who can't quite go like they used to.
Because the Usos were in, it would have been FCW, wouldn't it? For a long time,
Probably around this time, yeah.
I imagine they would have joined that very young. Like, Rikishi's obviously a wrestling legend at this point.
Oh, yeah.
If he could have just turned around and been like, yeah, do you want to look after my sons?
That's another thing. I'm pretty sure Road Dogg says during the speech, like, we beat him, your dad, we could beat you up too.
Yes.
Because obviously they would have feuded with Too Cool at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a stupid gimmick that got so over that was.
Big Quiche.
Wow, just that and Scotty.
Oh, Too Cool was ridiculous.
And Brian Christopher. Grandmaster Sexay.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're mentioning Samoans and their hard heads.
Yeah.
Is it a flying headbutt he does?
I don't know if that was an intentional headbutt, but yeah, they butted heads. See, that crowd is hot.
Yeah.
Every near fall, you get a pretty decent reaction.
It's mad to think, like, when you look at the Usos in this, you really struggle to tell them apart. Mm-hmm. And they are, like, a unit. And now, it could not be further from this.
Yeah, 100% you can spot them. And Billy Gunn pins Jimmy with a roll-up. That's how this match ends.
Yeah, you wouldn't look at the Usos there and go, one of those is going to be one of the most over things in the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet.
What a weird time. It says day one on their shorts, though, so they've always done that.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever on the mic around this time, so I think they were possibly still training that stuff, but still good in the ring at this point.
Did they debut with Tamina?
Maybe.
Tamina's not related to them, is she?
No, she's... I don't know if Snooker's in the family. I don't think he is, but I'm not sure. Barrett again.
Yes.
And the podium doesn't move.
He knows as well, doesn't he?
He's waiting, just twiddling his gavel. He says that he's come down to the fans' level to deliver bad news this time.
Why did Barrett not get pushed to the main event?
How he didn't win Money in the Bank is beyond me.
Because he held the IC title a lot, didn't he?
Yeah. 3 or 4 times, I think.
I think it's more than that, wasn't it? I seem to remember he had it a lot.
Right.
And he seemed like right on like the precipice of breaking into the main event.
Upper mid-card, wasn't he?
And the right story, I think, could have got in there, but
then he ended up in the League of Nations. I think that did it.
Yeah.
But there's still time. He won't have a main event, but there's still time for him to pull out some fantastic matches. Right. It is time to plug the WWE Network with a demonstration. Yeah, it's how the King has an iPad in front of him.
I've got my iPad.
Is that what it's called?
What's his phone he's got there?
It's an old iPhone, I think. So he does that. And then JBL does a demonstration. And then wait until you see what he decides to watch.
As the King's like, you've got all of this. You've got all of like...
I'm going to watch last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the audio is loud and clear. It feels like that's playing over the PA system. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, it's better than we're getting. Ours buffers every 2 seconds.
That sounds like it's over the PA.
There's nothing plugged into it, though, is there?
Yeah, it's weird. JBL, what are you watching?
Go on. What would JBL pick? He would pick some old Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
SummerSlam 2005, the pay-per-view we've just covered. Where he loses to Batista as well. He doesn't even pick a match, he wins.
You wouldn't pick anything from like the longest championship reign he had or anything like that. No, it's me losing the title.
Can you tell me a notable match from his championship reign?
I'm gonna say he would have beaten Eddie.
Yeah, but you're not going to put Eddie up there as losing after his passing. Plus, I believe JBL only defended the title against Eddie once, and it was that bullshit bull rope match.
The match where Eddie's really bloody.
That's when Eddie lost the title to him.
Ah, okay, right.
Speaking of things that are very, very exciting, though, we got Darren Young. Anyway.
He's still wrestling, isn't he? Isn't he in NWA?
I don't bloody know.
I don't know.
I don't bloody care.
I couldn't give less of a shit. In fact, I'm trying to sneakily look up how many times Barrett held the IC title. Five times.
That's
five
fine.
times. No, that's not too bad.
No. And then, who's he facing? Titus O'Neil. On pay-per-view.
So this is straight after the primetime players broke up?
Yes, however, we covered Elimination Chamber 2015 in an earlier episode, and they're back together.
Well, I think you can look at Titus and go, Jesus, push him. I mean, he's not the smoothest in the ring, but he's serviceable.
Yeah.
He's like strong as like a fucking bull or something.
I'm 90% sure he's still employed as like an ambassador of some kind.
Yeah.
So there's something to him. I just don't know if the ring work is the best reason to keep him around.
Well, I think he's serviceable in the ring. It's just it's everything else.
I think he's a bit clumsy.
It works for him now.
Mm-hmm, I guess so.
People say Mark Henry was clumsy in the ring.
Yeah,
Orton said he was just all like knees and elbows when you wrestle him. So was this around the time they were banning people from CM Punk t-shirts and things?
I think if we look for long enough, we'll have an answer. I can see a CM Punk shirt there, actually. So, not yet.
Oh, we want Lesnar, they're chanting, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a CM Punk top there. I think there's a best in the world one down
there's
here.
a few.
Yeah,
So they're not banning anything yet. I think they may be hopeful
Okay.
for a reconciliation.
Oh, God, the crowd are just not into this at all, are they?
I mean, we're not. I mean, Titus is only, like, famous for one thing, and Darren is famous for no things.
Wasn't he the first wrestler to come out as gay while currently active?
That sounds familiar, actually. You might be right.
I might have made that up entirely, but I'm fairly sure that happened.
That does sound familiar, to be fair. But obviously, like I said, Titus is only known for one thing now, and it's
Kissing his son on the lips.
Oh, two things. Two things. He kisses his son on the lips, and he likes to...
Shoving Vince McMahon.
Oh, yeah. Three things. He likes to cha-cha slide under the ring.
See what he's doing there, picking Darren Young up and swinging him into the pole. I know that hurts. You know it hurts. It doesn't look like it hurts.
No, he's not putting a lot into it.
Darren Young looks just like John Cena. And I know it's been said a lot.
In what way?
His face.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know, it's mouth to chin ratio, I think.
He's got a very square chin. Yeah. I'll give you that.
He's got that good, strong American jaw.
Small bit of trivia for you then. Do you remember what O'Neill's finisher was called?
Dog.
Oh, close enough.
Move.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't.
It's Clash of the Titus.
Oh, it's so much better than Dog Move. What is Clash of the Titans? Is it a spinning slam?
I watched this match.
Oh, it's
and I don't remember.
It's the lowdown. No, the sky high. I don't know why I always get D'Lo Brown's moves
I was going
confused.
to say they're very different.
It's a sit-out spine buster,
the
isn't
low
it?
down.
Yeah.
I don't think Titus O'Neill's
just giving it one of them.
rope. No.
Yeah, no, it's a sit-out spine buster, isn't it?
I think so.
But he pushes him up real high.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of spine busters, actually, I didn't know whether I should bring this up on the podcast, but I think because we're going to have to look it up to prove me right. You have told me you have an obsession with certain finishing moves and who does them the best.
Mm-hmm.
With the spear, it's like Goldberg, Reigns. We're in that kind of era of who does it. Spinebuster. I want you to give me a few examples of who you think it is, and then I'm going to completely pull the rug out from under you with the correct answer.
Spinebuster as a finisher.
Just a spinebuster. Who has the best spinebuster?
Arn Anderson.
I would disagree. Arn's probably second place. But you'll never guess who I have at the top.
Bobby Roode.
Nope.
Triple H.
Nope.
I don't know then.
Adam Rose.
I always
Grab
knew
your phone.
I always knew you were a rosebud. I always knew it.
I missed the Rosebuds.
I'm not.
That was before my time.
I'm not going to look it up. I don't want to.
Oh,
I don't
come
want
on.
to. No, I don't want to. We're not going to. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Tell me that's not a fucking good spinebuster.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he did that.
Fair enough. I mean,
there's something about the way he picks them up effortlessly.
Yeah, I mean he was a big guy, wasn't he?
I think it helps the people he was doing it to were quite small,
Rose.
but yeah. But obviously, Arn obviously is fantastic with the spinebuster.
We just missed the finisher, by the way.
Yeah, what a shame. But yeah, it was the Clash of the Titans that won it. Yeah, that is very good. Arn's obviously very good.
Yeah, his looks more powerful, Arn Anderson's, whereas Adam Rose's is very quick.
Yeah, I think Arn's is more impressive though, just because of the caliber of people you had around his time.
Yeah.
Like, cruiserweights weren't really a thing. Everyone was huge. Third helping of Barrett.
Yes. No. We'll take all the bad news, King. Plays it off absolutely perfectly.
To be fair, the first time he had to play off literally on the fly. So he said, I've come down to your level. He's had a few minutes to think.
Yeah.
And he'll have the rest of the show to think as time goes on. So he says he blames Minnesotan electricians for the fact that his podium doesn't rise. And he takes a pop at Hulk Hogan.
I did hear him say the immortal Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Wait for it. The man claims he's better than Hulk Hogan.
It's hard to argue with him. I believed him.
You know what, Wade? You make a good point. Would you like all the belts? Are you ready, Jack?
Okay, let me get... Yep. Oh, yeah, Dean Ambrose is the US champ.
He always was. He always was.
I said Dean Ambrose then, effortlessly. I didn't even have to think about it.
It's because he's got hair. He's got hair, it's Dean Ambrose. If he's got no hair, it's John Moxley.
He has hair now, but it's the hairline he's
You know
lacking.
what I mean.
Yeah.
He's got next to no hair. Even when he shaved his head in WWE, I think he's John Moxley then.
Oh, is this the setup to the match?
Yeah, we got to watch this video package for this.
Was there a storyline for it, or did they just turn up and go, we're going to attack you now?
Yes, so there was a 6-man tag between The Shield, John Cena, Sheamus, and Daniel Bryan.
Right.
The winners of which would go into the Elimination Chamber match. And the Wyatts interfered, costing The Shield their chance at the Elimination Chamber match.
Even in 2014, look how handsome Roman Reigns
He's always
is.
been handsome. Fuck that guy.
He's so handsome.
I mean, we're still in Blue Eyes territory, though.
Yeah, it's not quite Blue Eyes, is it?
But a year later, they were like Ice King Blue.
I remember The Shield, and I always thought, when The Shield break up, Rollins is the one that's going to get lost in the shuffle. Look at what's happened since then.
All 3 of them are 3 of the best wrestlers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I think all 3 of them have spent the last 3 or 4 years in the PWI top 10.
I mean, say what you want about John Moxley and his wrestling style, but he is over.
Yeah.
He legit is like AEW's MVP.
He's like the Austin of that company.
Yeah, whenever anything bad happens, like Punk, MJF, injuries,
You just push the Moxley button.
you just go Moxley and it works. And like the best promo he ever did was the day after Brawl Out.
Right.
When he basically said, "Look, I'm embarrassed," blah blah blah, and it was like a speech for almost everyone in the back.
Yeah.
Saying, "Look, we're still going to do this regardless of what's happened." And it was
Nothing
like,
changes. We're still AEW. We're still doing our thing. It was so good.
Do you know how you know it was a good promo? Jim Cornette hates John Moxley, and he said that might be one of the best promos.
There you go. That's always been his strong suit, though, Moxley. It was one of the reasons he was hired.
Yeah.
Because he could just talk.
It got him in trouble, though, as well.
Yeah, it would do.
He was supposed to debut on Main, feuding with Mick Foley.
Oh, okay.
But he was saying stuff. And he said something about Mick's kids, if I remember, and Mick went,
no.
Yeah, let's pull the plug on that. But it was supposed to be along the lines of, oh, you're a hardcore wrestler, I'll show you what a hardcore wrestler should be.
That could have been a hell of a match.
Yeah.
So before I watched this for the first time, I looked at the Wikipedia article for it. I'd forgotten who won and how won, and how they won and who got pinned.
I've got no idea.
I had genuinely forgotten, so I was surprised when I watched this the first time. I consider this kind of a dark time. Bloody hell.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you for a minute. Seth's wearing like a battle jacket with pockets and stuff on. Roman's wearing his bulletproof vest. Ambrose in a hoodie.
On top of his, vest.
A hoodie and a vest.
Just a shirt, a sleeveless t-shirt. That's what that is. No, but I consider this kind of a dark time for WWE. We were kind of lost in everything. It all felt quite watered down. And then you had these 6.
Yeah.
Just coming onto the scene and really changing things up.
So there are 2 wrestlers that my wife can name. One of them is Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Because when I first met her, she had the same hair as Seth Rollins.
Amazing.
She had the blonde streak. And she knows AJ Styles.
She knows Roman, right?
Because
she must.
That's a sore subject. She knows AJ Styles because her name is AJ.
Yeah, okay.
But no, she has a thing for Roman Reigns, and you know what?
Who bloody doesn't?
Exactly, I'm not angry about it. She's only human after all. Speaking of things, Wyatt family.
I miss this so much.
Yeah. Oh, genuinely, the hair is standing up on my arms. Oh man.
That We're Here will always just hit different. I actually really like the theme as well. I always have done.
Broken Out in Love?
No, that's not what it's called. Live in Fear, I think it's called.
That's it, yeah.
Mark somebody. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I love the fact that Rowan wears a sheep mask and it's just never explained why. It's just like, yeah, I got a sheep mask.
But then Braun came out with a black sheep mask.
And Brody never had anything. Luke Harper.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he had...
He's the one that... Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's all right.
Which one carried Bray's chair? Because I remember finding that out.
Oh, I don't remember.
And it's mad.
I genuinely don't remember, but...
Because the lights are off and one of them drags the chair behind them.
I don't think they did that all the time. I think they might have just sat it at the front sometimes.
Right.
But Rowan has the least expressive face of the 3 of them. That might be why.
Harper had a lot of experience as well.
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s at this point.
Prior to this, he was in Chikara and PWG and a lot on the indies. Shield are in the ring. Wyatt's haven't even got in the ring yet, and the crowd are chanting, "This is awesome."
This is exactly what they wanted, and they got it exactly when they wanted it.
Look at who they're lined up against as well.
Exactly, and we're looking at this 10 years later and still saying it's
oh, that's weird. 2 AEW guys are lined up against each other, look.
Yeah.
Mox and Brody. That's weird. That would be the better match as well. If you had Mox and Brody, Roman and Wyatt, and then...
Seth and Rowan.
Yeah. It's just... It's really tense, and they're staring at each other, and then there's just some fan going, Roman Reigns!
And we have the split chance, because these teams, technically, I think they're both tweeners.
Yeah.
None of these members are faces, none of these members are heels. And it makes for a very interesting dynamic to start the match, because for the first half, you know when a heel team will cut the ring in half, they both do it.
I love how it starts as well.
Just chaos.
They go to walk off and Ambrose just goes, nope! And just charges into him.
He was the lunatic fringe after all. God, Seth was always so full of energy as well. See, Rowan never had that wide-eyed stare like the other 2 have.
Yeah.
They're both really good at just that crazy look in their
It's
eye.
that sort of 1,000-yard stare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you're looking, but you're not looking.
Yeah. Whereas Rowan is just, he's in the room.
Yeah. Well, he's quite an interesting looking guy as it is.
Yeah. I think if he looked any different, he wouldn't have had much fortune in the industry. He's certainly good in the ring, no doubt about that, but there would have been something missing.
He didn't do anything before WWE, did he?
Not that I know of. But I also look at old videos of Harper. It might have been when he was in Shikara, and he looks so different. It's because he doesn't have any facial hair, and it just looks so strange.
Yeah,
it's hard to.
He always had a beard, but it wasn't quite as like straggly.
And he didn't
as
have the
it
long
is.
hair, I think, back then either.
Yeah, it depends whereabouts in his career you go.
It was just incredibly bizarre.
But he always wore the same stuff.
Yeah. He's always dressed like a hillbilly. He's from New York. I think the only time he dressed up was once he joined AEW.
I mean, he was so good in the ring.
Yeah.
So good.
Like, they almost threw him into the Wyatt and Orton match. He was that good around that time.
Yeah. Like, he would do stuff that a guy that size just shouldn't do, like suicide dives.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And it was just like, Jesus Christ.
I can't remember if he does one in this match, though, to be honest with you. There are quite a few in this match, so possibly.
Listen to the crowd chanting for Roman. Big pop as he's tagged in.
Yeah. He hasn't been pushed to the moon yet, that's why.
So he's just getting into this match now. How sweaty are you, Roman?
He's still got wet hair. That could be it.
Sweat hair.
Good one.
Yeah, thanks. Right, so this was after the Reigns record at the Rumble.
Yeah, that was the 2014 Rumble.
Yeah, that's when they... Because he eliminated the other two, didn't he? He eliminated Mox and Rollins, if I remember.
Oh, I don't remember that.
He did it at the same time. Or did he? I don't know.
He must have done it at some point. Maybe it was the 2015 one, the one he won.
Yeah, maybe.
That was after the breakup, though, I think.
Right, okay. Yeah, you can tell they obviously knew that Harper was better in the ring because he seems to spend a lot of time in there working with them all.
He really does.
I think Bray hadn't done anything in wrestling prior to WWE, I don't think. I think all of his training was like Performance. No, yeah, he sort of predates Performance Center, doesn't he? So it would have been FCW.
Yeah, I think it was FCW from what I remember. But obviously he was like Husky Harris. And he was just a guy.
Yeah.
But obviously wrestling's in his blood, so he was gonna take like a duck to water, wasn't he?
Why is Seth like giving him a wedgie?
He's just holding him in place. He's got him by the vest. He does that a few times in this match. If he's in the corner, he'll just hold his vest to stop him getting away. It's little things like that, the little details.
Yeah, I was thinking then, the crowd are pretty quiet for this, but I don't know if they're just watching.
Yeah, I think so. The second half of this, when things start to break down, oh boy, do they get loud. Weird to think that they're all wrestling in plain clothes.
Yeah.
As well. That can't be comfortable. But if Rowan's in like overalls, so even then, that might be the most comfortable of all these outfits, but still. And if you look at Seth, his I'm going to call them pants because what else can you really call them? They're not cargo trousers. They're not normal trousers. They're so tight. I cannot imagine working in those. I'd be terrified they're going to rip.
What was it they called him as Husky Harris? Was it like the tank with the Ferrari engine?
I do not remember this.
That was a nickname they tried to push for him.
That'll get over. Copyright infringement.
Just
mentioning a
ridiculous,
brand.
isn't
It's like they had to stop calling Cesaro the Swiss Superman. You're just going to get sued.
it? You just compare Eric Rowan to Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, they're wearing the same colour. That's about it.
Well, it's that move. Those fists to the temple. And Ambrose being Ambrose and bites Rowan's thumb.
I always thought Rowan would be a lot scarier if he just had one facial expression. Because there's like the wide-eyed, tongue-out thing making yourself look crazy. Someone coming at you and not changing their facial expression, there's just something really scary about that,
I think of Festus.
Mm.
Yeah. It's also with all three of the Shield members, they're wearing belts as well. And I don't mean championship belts. I mean actual hold your trousers up belts.
The commentary are talking about how Luke Harper looks like Bruiser Brody.
He does, just a bit smaller, because Brody was a big guy.
Well, he does. That's why he took the name Brody.
Oh, okay.
Because his name was John Huber.
Huber, yes.
Yeah, and he took the name Brody as a tribute because he does look like him.
Makes sense.
I mean, Brody was a big guy. I'm not entirely sure who would be bigger. Brody Bruiser Brody might have been a little bit bigger.
In my mind, he is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Should we look? We'll look this up.
Yeah.
We'll look this up.
They're both people who died way before they should have.
Yeah. Oh man, Bruiser Brody died in 1988.
Wow.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah, I've seen the Dark Side of the Ring episode. They still never got to the bottom of it, though, did they? That episode's to be believed, they never got to the bottom of it.
No, they know.
Yeah,
they know.
But no, I mean, like, legally.
No, legally they didn't. So Bruiser Brody was 6'8",
Wow.
300 pounds.
I think Harper's a similar height, but I think a bit smaller.
Yeah, 6'5", 275.
Yeah. Bruiser was just a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Whoa, is he going for a stomp?
He was going for a stomp, but Harper catches him into a black hole slam. There's not really a term for that in the WWE, is there? There's actually deep six, but this is before Corbin's time.
That was his finisher, predating WWE. I think he called it the truck stop.
See, I imagine him having the choke slam.
Brody?
Yeah.
He might have done it, but no, it was a boss man slam, like his finisher was. And then in WWE it was discus clothesline.
Yeah. That was in AEW, yeah, 100%. Like Rowan started using it, I think. And a bunch of the Dark Order members started using it.
Oh yeah, John Silver did it at the tribute show, didn't he? John Silver using it.
That teapot of a man. There's no real way to describe him, is it? He's just short and stout.
Yeah. As JR once called him, he's hard to navigate.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's just short and stocky. Like, low centre of gravity. Rowan didn't really have a finisher, did he?
I don't remember him ever having a singles match, to be honest with you.
No. I know he did.
He might have had singles matches when he was teaming with Bryan. The Eco Warrior gimmick.
What was that gimmick where he came out with like a spider in a cage?
Oh, we never found out anything about that.
And Drew squashed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, we spent months just holding the cage with like a cloth over it, so we never knew it was in it. So, it's a spider. Thanks.
Yeah, McIntyre like squashed it with a chair or something, didn't he?
What a shame.
Wyatt always talking in the ring. He shouts.
Oh, yeah.
He's shouting in the ring.
Always.
And it's great. What are they chanting?
I think it's "We want tables," but you ain't getting it.
Oh, that move, so good. It's like the slingshot, like
but
catapult.
He does it between the bottom and middle rope rather than straight under all three ropes.
It's good because you get that snap.
Yeah.
Because you get Rollins goes up more.
Seth does sell it really well as well.
I mean,
he just ragdolls pretty much.
I mean, of course he does. It's Seth. Oh, it's talking about leaders on commentary, and it zooms right in on Roman, foreshadowing maybe.
Well, that was the weird thing about the Shield, wasn't it? Is that there wasn't a leader. There was a very clear leader of the Wyatts. Very clear.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't a leader, but it was always Roman. Like, that's what they wanted it to be.
But Seth was the architect.
Yeah, he was, but Roman was the leader. But don't tell anyone, because when was it they started? They really started to get him over by going, "It's Roman Reigns. He's The Rock's cousin." Like every 2 minutes.
I think leading up to that Royal Rumble, he won possibly, because he was, when it came to the Shield breakup, he was lost in the shuffle.
Which is crazy to think about, isn't it?
Because Seth turned on Roman, and then Dean was the one that got angry and started feuding with Seth, so Roman was just left to do what he needed to do.
They broke the Shield up, and then to give Ambrose and Rollins something to do. They feuded with each other, but I think it was to push Roman straight into the main event.
Yeah,
from
but
there.
the crowd were very wise to it and realised what they were doing. And it did not go down too well.
No, only took 10 years.
6 years.
Well,
it worked.
Saying this, as of 2024 now, the crowd are chanting, "We want Roman," weekly. And the thought of that happening now is...
Well, by the time this episode comes out, he might have already given them what they wanted, depending.
Batista?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, give me what I want. Do you get it?
Yeah. Give me what I want!
Yeah.
I've forgotten my line.
Give me what I want! That's it, yeah. Just repeat it again.
Oh shit, I gotta make this work. Is that what you want? So stupid.
He always had a really good moveset, didn't he, Roman?
Oh yeah, and he had some really unique ones as well. Like, not many people did the drive-by.
It was always really explosive. What was that move?
Back suplex, but he kind of helps him down by putting his hand on his chest as well. And Ambrose straddles Bray to just begin attacking him. And as I say, things start to break down a bit.
Oh, the camera's like horrible. It's that
it's
Kevin Dunn like zoom shake thing, isn't it?
There is one particular shot.
Here it is.
Here we go. Actually, yeah, there it is. Suicide dive from Luke Harper. There is a shot in the Elimination Chamber that is Kevin Dunn turned up to 11.
So Rollins just did a front flip to the outside.
Yep.
Landed on Harper's chest, but doesn't put his hands out. He just stands there holding his head. It's like Harper's got, "I've got you."
So Rowan and Roman have just laid each other out in the middle of the ring, and everybody's down.
There's that flip again, though. He doesn't put his arms out. He did, didn't he? He touched the... Okay.
He must have tried to protect himself, or he did hurt his neck.
I think he grabs the top of the barrier to grab himself, it looked like. But to what I was saying before, I know Rowan probably can't do a suicide dive.
I'm willing to bet that he can't.
Roman can.
Yep.
And he had done it, I think, up until this point. But he'd only do it on groups of people so they could catch him.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I remember when he started doing it, the crowd cheered and then still chanted, "You still suck," at him. Dude couldn't catch a break.
No, he could not. And the Wyatts, they're teasing the triple powerbomb onto Rollins through the announce table, but Ambrose saves in the last second. And Ambrose and Wyatt start brawling right into the crowd.
Those two young girls.
They were terrified.
I mean, they're all pretty scary men, but out of all of them, the ones that you don't want coming
Bray
into
and
the
Dean.
crowd. I mean, the only way that could have been worse if it was Dean and Harper.
So you can see at this point the Shield are more over than the Wyatts.
Yeah, they're proper yay booing, aren't they? And they're yaying Roman and
it is
booing
Roman.
Rowan.
That's probably the factor that edges it in the Shield's favour. The fact that you don't remember who won this match only makes it more exciting to see your reaction.
I've got an idea in my head, but I don't want to say it. I'll say it when we're done.
I will probably forget by the time I watch this match again. That's one of the things I think that plays to its advantage, and it's one of the reasons WrestleMania matches get the reaction they do. Like, when you book people as evenly as possible before they face each other, you genuinely don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
And that really increases the stakes.
Had the Shield lost at this point?
They must have done.
Because who...
we've said that Roman's been pinned at this point. So must have. And it was one of the Usos. I doubt they had a singles match. So it was probably a tag match.
Was it Cody and Dustin beat them for the first time on main?
No, because you said that Jay was the first person to pin Roman.
Yeah, they didn't have to pin Roman, though, did they?
No. No, yeah. Good point. Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was Cody. And it was Cody, Dusty, and Dustin.
That's weird.
That might be wrong.
Double chokeslam from Roman and Luke to Rollins through the announce table. So Rollins is done.
You know what? It goes to show how strong those tables actually are, because Harper and Rowan are stood on the other one.
Let's watch this again. Yeah, that didn't look fun. Not at all.
Well, they wanted tables.
Yeah, well, Roman's the last one standing, and the Wyatts mimic the Shield's thing by surrounding the ring.
Rowan's already in the ring. There's Bray going like, "You jumped the gun, man! We're supposed to do it together."
I think that might be because Rowan is legal. Possibly.
Yeah.
That's the only excuse I can make for it.
We'll go with that. Oh, is this where they slapped each other? Oh, no. Always had one of the best boots in the business.
Jesus.
Because he'd do it and then he'd drop to one knee afterwards.
And then typical cult fashion, they give him to Wyatt.
Oh, no.
How'd you make Roman look really strong? You have a power out of the Sister Abigail.
The big man of the Shield.
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
He's got 40 pounds on the other two.
The big handsome man of the Shield.
The big Rock's cousin man of the Shield.
Oh, no, he's single-handedly
taking all three of them out. Throws Harper out. Superman punch to Bray. Superman punch to Roman as well. And Roman is the only one left standing. As it shall always be.
I always liked that he did that when he...
pumped himself up.
Yeah, it always looked really cool. He doesn't do it anymore.
Oh, those are some blue eyes, Jack. I don't know.
Oh,
from what you were saying earlier.
They are
those are some blue eyes. Right, he's getting ready for the spear. Harper takes the bullet for Bray. Sister Abigail from Bray.
Oh, such a good move.
For Wyatt's win. And Roman takes the pin. That would never have been my guess before watching this match. If I had to guess, I would have guessed that Shield won and Rowan took the pin. But it was the exact opposite.
Yeah, weird. Weird ending.
It's such a good match, though.
Yeah, or if you were going to put someone in the Shield to lose, I suppose Ambrose was a singles champion. He was the United States, wasn't he? So
Rollins was
Seth,
supposed to be
maybe?
the intelligent one. So, yeah.
Where did Ambrose end up?
In the crowd, I think. I think he stayed in the crowd.
Oh, they just left him in there. Is
Yeah.
that why he always comes in through the crowd now?
Yeah, exactly. Easy way out.
Tell you what I like about the Wyatts. Because their beards are so long and straggly, you see all the bits of spit and sweat stuck in there. And again, it's a really cool visual and just makes them look terrifying.
I mean, wet hair in general seems to work for the WWE, so that makes perfect sense.
Nah, good match.
There's a reason we look back on this so fondly 10 years later.
Do they do a post-match thing? I can't remember. I can't imagine.
They stand at the ramp, that's about it.
This guy's hat and his shirt back on.
Wow. I thought that, but then I realised he's only got one sleeve on. It's draped over his shoulder. It just looks like he's wearing it. It's weird.
Gotta take him with you. Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I did the same thing you did. I was like, why has he only got one sleeve on?
Good match.
And here's Christian backstage with Renee. Early Renee, when she's pretty much just joined the company, I think, and you can tell.
I mean, she was always really good. She was never interview bot, like most of them were.
She is a bit bottish here.
When did Christian retire from WWE?
Are we not including the one time he turned up in the Rumble?
Yeah, ignore that.
I want to say about 2017, 2018.
God, okay. Because he said that one appearance in the Rumble was what, reignited him. And he said, people still want to see me wrestle, it seems. So.
Yeah. And then he became an absolute fucking menace.
I mean, not so much now, but he was must-watch at AEW.
And look who has the unfortunate job of having to follow that match. It's AJ Lee. And I wasn't 100% sure who that was with
Tamina.
her. I thought it was, but she looks so different, I wasn't sure.
Divas Championship, Jesus Christ.
What a time to be a female wrestler. So they haven't brought this up yet, but do you want to know another reason why this is a weird point in time? They advertised during this show, and it's the next live event they do, the first ever NXT pay-per-view, the first takeover. Rival, or iRival, I think it was.
Jesus.
So this is pre-takeover as well.
Before her time, AJ Lee?
I can't remember anything she did, to be honest with you. That's the problem. She that might have been a result of the era.
Wasn't she a general manager at one point?
Sounds right. Yeah, I seem to remember that. There's always a chance she could come back. According to Punk, she's very busy doing production work at the moment, so it won't be anytime soon, but it could still happen. So for her opponent, AJ does not know who her opponent is. I want you to try and...
Paige.
No.
Okay.
Is this who I think it is? Because they look very different.
That's Cameron, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not Naomi.
No, I didn't think it was Naomi.
No.
Who's Cameron?
She was the other Funkadactyl.
Okay, so she didn't do much after this.
No. Wait, hang on. Is this the match?
Yep. This had to follow Shields versus Wyatt.
Jesus Christ.
And because I'm not familiar with the person I thought it was, and they have a very similar build and energy to them, I thought it might have been a really early Alicia Fox.
Yeah, no, it was... Naomi and Cameron were Funkadactyls.
Yeah.
And obviously Naomi went on to find the glow.
I think Naomi was supposed to face AJ.
Yeah, Cameron... I think she had a one-off return fairly recently, if I remember. Oh, throw those pom-poms.
Well, AJ broke her friend's face.
Oh, that's Mrs. Punk.
She's understandably angry. Yeah, the crowd start chanting CM Punk during this match quite a bit.
Because I don't seem to remember AJ Lee and CM Punk being an item on screen.
They never
or
were,
anything. No. But they're obviously seeing each other at this point because Punk got fired on his wedding day.
Yeah, so they're very, very close to being married.
Yeah. So she is Mrs. Punk.
Maybe not in this moment, but she's allowed to be.
Yeah. Mrs.
Brooks.
That's it. Oh, she's one of those wrestlers that obviously isn't very good in the ring, but is very athletic. So all of the moves are overly athletic.
It's a split leg drop,
yeah. Oh, that kick was...
nowhere near her. Oh, that's
thrown, wasn't it? Yeah, that was me. I'll just count the pin there and be like, right, off you go. You've had enough.
I'm embarrassed. Send me home.
I seem to remember AJ Lee being she just came at the wrong time.
We say that of a lot of female wrestlers.
It's happened a lot over the years, and it's unfortunate because if a female wrestler was good in the ring, that wouldn't mean they would be champion or anything.
No, if you weren't hot, it wasn't really worth it to the WWE.
I mean, it's called the Divas Championship. We're at this time. Yep. The prime example is Gail Kim.
Oh yeah.
And I've said it before, but and I mean this in a positive way. She didn't wrestle like a woman. She just wrestled.
Mm-hmm. The other example I think we've discussed it before is Medusa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, way ahead of her time.
In fact, we discussed her on the last episode, right? It was uncensored.
Yeah. She came about 30 years too soon, I think.
Yeah, she'd have really fit in the current era, I think.
AJ's working really hard in this, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst match in the world, is it?
It's no Chris Harris, James Storm blindfold match, is it?
No.
We've watched some shit, haven't we?
There's a CM Punk chant.
AJ playing it off, though, just throwing the pom-poms at Cameron.
She's just getting the pom-poms in the ring. What? Was that supposed to happen? Because to me... Oh, she's started selling it now.
Yeah.
But Tamina just kicked AJ and then just stood there.
And the ref did nothing. Nothing.
Was he getting rid of the pom-poms?
Maybe. And then Tamina also hits Cameron.
That's right.
And the ref.
That's
then the ref
right
finally calls
the
for the bell.
Oh my God.
I don't think Tamina meant to do that.
Yeah. It looked a bit scrambled, didn't it, at the end?
Well, she hit AJ. Yeah, there you go.
So was that kick deliberate then, or what?
I don't think so. Because Tamina hands the belt to AJ. I don't know. But good news, Jack. We've got some bad news.
So he didn't come out after the Shield Wyatts?
No.
To break it up a bit?
I wouldn't.
You just let the ladies go out there and die?
And then you bring them back up again. It's smart.
Oh, he's going to plug the network, is he?
Wait until you hear this. Oh, just wait.
Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So I'm going to try and recap that as quickly as I can. Barrett essentially says, the network comes out tomorrow and you're all going to love it so much. You'll lose your jobs. Your kids are going to get expelled from school. you're not going to take your trash out. The government's going to condemn your house, and you're going to end up homeless. Our content's that good that you're going to become a massive slob.
So this is what I was talking about in the NXT one. This is Emma debuting as... and it was the weird dance that she did.
Yeah, it took me a second to realise that was Emma. So we got Santino, Morella, Emma, the Great Khali, El Torito, excuse me. El Torito and the Los Matadors, all playing with WWE figures. And Santino is the first to play with it, and then he goes, I don't like WWE figurines, those are for children, obviously. What a weird back-to-back segments to really alienate your audience.
Great Khali playing with Lego is weird, isn't it?
Just a tad. Well, we've got 2 matches left.
Really?
Yep. One of them is an Elimination Chamber match.
But yeah.
But we've only got 2 matches left.
I don't even know what else is on this card.
It's a weird match to put on the show.
Oh, God.
It's Batista.
Oh, God.
So, not yet.
Hang up, bear with me.
Not yet.
Ah, you teased, Dave.
But
Big
knock yourself
Dave.
out. Knock yourself out.
It's so
feel
hot.
better?
It's so hot in this room. It's so hot in this room.
It's really warm in here. And you've just done the Batista entrance. Fucking vibrating like something that vibrates. Yes, this is after he's won the Royal Rumble. And he's already facing whoever will win the Elimination Chamber later tonight.
This is going to sound really weird, but I know this is like his second run with the company, isn't it? He looks better there, I think, than he did in his earlier run. Because he looked just so inhuman.
Yeah.
Like, just his body shape and his body type.
He's not as vascular. I think, if memory serves, he's lost about 30 pounds between those 2 runs as well.
But he looks bigger there. Like, he looks scary there. Whereas before, he just looked like someone drew him.
Well, as Batista was a special attraction, and we've heard stories of actors enhancing themselves and WWE turning a blind eye to it, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case here.
Batista always had one of those body shapes that you would... I just can't believe that he didn't take steroids. Like, you just absolutely not.
He was a bodybuilder to begin with.
Him there, I could believe that that's natural, because it doesn't look... It looks out of the realms of possibility for a normal person.
Yeah.
But someone with good genetics could theoretically look like that. It looks attainable. Before, when his shoulders were like out here, and it just looked ridiculous.
He is nowhere near as vascular here as he was during his earlier run, and I think that helps the look.
Yeah, his head's got... I was about to say something really stupid then. I said his head's got bigger, but it hasn't. His shoulders have got... He's got smaller, hasn't he?
And it's Alberto Del Rio he's facing. I'd say he was still hot at this point, but listen to that fucking crowd.
You know what? He should have been a big star, Del Rio.
Fucked it up for himself.
Yeah.
To be fair, he had that League of Nations curse as well.
Because he came from a big wrestling family, didn't he? But just, personal problems, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, he had that weird thing with Paige as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He dated Paige for a while and was just a prick the entire time.
Yeah, there was like... Do you remember the fan video of them having a blazing row at an airport and stuff? And it was just like, oh, man. Look, there's little flags.
Yeah. JBL points out that there's no American flags there, though. And if you were to watch this back, you'll notice that they were there during Batista's entrance as well.
I was going to say, who put them there? Where did they come from?
Del Rio has come out in a full tracksuit, a neck brace, and he's using a crutch to walk. So I wonder what he's going to say.
Oh, he was faking it.
Oh, no. Who could have seen that coming?
Oh, I remember. I like the fact he's got the scarf on underneath the neck brace. That's a good touch. But they started chanting C, didn't they?
Yeah. And it's not because Del Rio is a C word. It's because C is Spanish for yes.
Yes. C.
Yeah.
Oui. Is there anyone French on the roster? They've done it.
Cesaro speaks French.
They've done it for Owens, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think Owens and Zayn in
I'm
Canada.
pretty sure Cesaro French would be his first language.
Where's he from? Switzerland?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure French is the most common language in Switzerland.
Yeah. So this is a weird... you know how I sometimes make up facts?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've made this one up or not, but I seem to remember reading that... This is going back to us talking about how Batista's body shape is just so unnatural.
Yeah.
They used his body type for the Armoured Titan in Attack on Titan. I'm pretty sure I read that.
I don't know much about that show to confirm or deny, but I could believe it.
I'm gonna bloody look this up.
Yeah. Batista, Attack on Titan.
To the crowd are chanting Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. It's good because Batista's going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, and they feel like Daniel Bryan should be.
See, I thought that they were chanting C for Del Rio. Then I thought, hang on, Daniel Bryan. We like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, we're in
Big
prime
CM
Batista territory here.
Oh no, I've just remembered I was completely wrong.
Who was it?
I think it's Lesnar.
But if it's a wrestler, it's good for the podcast. Yeah, it was.
I don't know why I banked that. Obviously banked
Similar
it
builds,
wrong.
though.
Yeah. Watching Del Rio, I don't know why they tried to make him a face, like, ever.
Yeah. It might be because we know he's a cock.
Yeah. He's just got one of those faces, the smug... Was that Y2J?
Yeah, I missed that the first time. They're chanting Y2J. Why, though?
2J.
Hey. Why not 2J?
Exactly.
We're on fire
Exactly.
today.
I feel like I'm on fire. I'm sweating so much.
Yeah, this ain't going to be pretty, folks.
So I'm trying to get the timeline sorted in my head. At this point, Batista has been Drax.
It's the same year it came out. So I don't think he has yet, but I think he's filmed it.
Okay.
Because no way he'd be wrestling if he hadn't filmed it. That would be stupid.
Right, okay.
I'm pretty sure the first Guardians film was 2014.
Right. But he'd been in some films.
Good question. I'm trying to remember what other films he did.
Weren't they just like generic action films with him with a gun running on the front?
When was Kickboxer Revenge? Or Vengeance, whichever one it was. Because I know he was in that.
2016, I want to say.
Okay. I know Guardians was the big film that did it for him.
Yeah, Guardians was the one. King just goes, ow, when he kicks him to the outside.
We want Lesnar chance. They are not into this match at all. Go on, filmography. Scorpion King 3, The Man with the Iron Fist. I think that's the one I was thinking of.
That's a great film.
Riddick. He was in Riddick.
Yeah, Guardians was the only film he did in 2014.
Yeah, and then he was wrestling, that's why. And it was all falling into place after that. You got Spectre, Kickboxer Vengeance 2016, good call.
Yes. Last Airbender. What?
Oh yeah, they made a film of that, didn't they?
Oh, June.
A TV show. Apparently it's terrible.
Yeah, of course it is.
You were bored just reading it.
Oh, yeah. Backstab was always such a good move.
Mm-hmm.
You know Batista's shoes, why do they look so weird?
They're like, they're almost like Yeezys in the way they're constructed.
Mm.
And lots of bright colours. It's like purple and orange.
This isn't around the time of Blue Tista, was it?
I can't remember off the top of my head what Blue Tista actually was.
I'm pretty sure, I know, it was during, they did like an Evolution reunion. And for some reason he came out wearing like blue trunks, blue knee pads, blue armbands.
They might have done that around now purely because this is when he was feuding with Orton as well.
Maybe.
Because of WrestleMania.
You don't remember Blue Tista at all? I don't even know if it's going to come up.
No, I don't remember Blue Tista.
He just came out like that.
No, that would have been later because look at the beard on him.
Oh yeah.
I think that might have been when he feuded
2014.
Oh, okay. Strange. That might have been when he won the Rumble then.
Blue Teaster. And then it was Boo Teaster.
Which we're in now, I think.
And then it was Bye Teaster,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, Dave.
Yeah. Then it was, by God, I've forgotten my line, give me what I want, Teaster.
Yeah. God, they are booing him, aren't they?
There you go. Batista wins with a Batista bomb. Very unremarkable match.
Do you think it would have been different had Guardians have already come out and he was a big star?
Nah, I don't think so. Like, I'm sure there's a crossover, a pretty decent crossover between like Marvel and wrestling, but I don't think it would be enough. Because the hardcore wrestling fans, they were just 100% behind Bryan. And that wasn't going anywhere.
I tried to hide that yawn then, sorry.
That's all right. Either Bryan wasn't in the Rumble or he got eliminated real early in the Rumble. And that's what kind of sparked it.
Was that the one where he got eliminated by Bray and the next person in was Goldust and it flashed up Shattered Dreams on the screen?
Yeah, that sounds... Yeah, I think that's the one.
That is ridiculous.
Because 2014, I think, was the Bray Wyatt one.
Yeah,
where the Wyatt family
yeah.
took over for a while. Because 2015 was the one that Roman won. I don't think that was the Wyatt one. Do you know the 6 competitors?
Let me try and figure it out. Okay, Orton.
Yeah.
Triple H?
No.
Sheamus?
Yes.
Bryan?
Yeah. Who have we seen already?
Who have we seen? Kane?
Nope. Who was Renee interviewing?
I can't remember.
Even better. Maybe if they put a blue dot on his face, you'd remember
Christian?
who the fuck it was. Christian.
Christian? Who was Christian?
Christian! Yes.
At last he's on his own.
Cena. And
Cena?
And Cesaro.
Oh yeah, you told me earlier.
Who would you have start the match?
Bryan and Cesaro.
That's not what it is. You're half right.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Correct. And I was
Okay,
so
right.
excited when it was Sheamus and Cesaro because I was like, you don't realise the history you're going to have together. You're going to have an amazing like best of 7 series and then you're going to be an amazing tag team.
Dabar.
Yes. No, we're not listening to John LaFontaine talk about the Elimination Chamber.
I know that Sheamus in 2024 is just starting to get his flowers, and people are like going, "Oh, okay, yeah." This is going to be like peak Sheamus, isn't it? Like he always put on good matches.
Sheamus does the spot of the match.
I think Sheamus is one of those guys that when he's gone, people are going to look back on him and go, we didn't know how good we had it.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad we're realising that now before it's too late.
Yeah. I always liked Sheamus. I don't know what it was. I think I remember him coming out on ECW TV and he just looked so different. Like he was just pale, ginger spiky hair. And I was like, I like this guy. And then the way he wrestled was just like, he's just a brute.
Mm-hmm. I was happy to have someone from across the pond win the world title.
Yeah.
Because that just didn't happen.
You know, it didn't, did it? I mean, it should have been Barrett.
Oh, Sheamus won it before Barrett, though.
Barrett never won it.
Yeah, exactly. But like before he was really around. I think he won it in 2009 the first time.
Yeah, he won it...
really early. Like, he'd only been around a few months. And he won it.
Less than a year, wasn't it?
Cena doing Cena things, giving his clothes to a child in the audience. Bless him.
He's going to brush your mouth like Colgate.
He is. He looks dead serious as well.
Yabba-doo.
Yabba-doo, children.
So he's in... We've just gone back and watched SummerSlam 2005.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad the chain gang thing never caught on, did it? Because they could have used it because of all the chains.
Well, do you know the annoying thing is that the Elimination Chamber existed around that time. So maybe it has happened and we just weren't aware of it.
I mean, it's a good theme, but it's a bit too grandiose for Christian. I think the theme he has now is perfect.
Yeah. Look at that CLB. Do you remember the CLB?
No.
I think it was around 2003, 2004. It was him, Jericho, and Trish had that storyline, and it stands for creepy little bastard. And yeah, Christian had a hard time of it at one point, didn't he?
So he's come back from TNA, where he was a megastar at this point. He was basically like the John Cena of TNA.
Kind of, yeah.
And they're like, right, you're going to come back to WWE. Welcome to ECW.
Here's some money.
Yeah. I feel like every episode we've done recently has had Randy Orton on it.
Yeah, it has. This is the first one with voices on, though, instead of Burning My Light. So...
He's starting to look like modern day Randy now, isn't he?
Yeah. Not quite as puffy as he is now, though, because he's been eating.
Yeah. I mean, just as handsome.
I still don't believe he's the weight that he's billed at, but you can see the difference from here to now.
What's he billed?
280. Right?
Now or
Now.
here?
Now. Here, I think he's billed at 250.
I mean, he's taller than you think.
Yeah. We say this every time he's on
Yeah.
screen. He's the same height, I think, from what you just looked up as Luke Harper. So, I can believe it. I think he's just...
I mean, look at the side.
Yeah.
Look at him compared to Christian.
Yeah.
Christian comes up to his shoulder. He looks like he could feasibly step over the top rope and it not look silly.
Yeah.
Also, champion coming out 3rd out of 6.
Because he's in a pod.
But there's 4 pods, isn't there?
Yeah, but you're going to have him come out 1st? Or 4th? What's the point?
Yeah,
Yeah, it don't matter. God, I hate that one belt.
Which one?
The WWE logo one. Not big gold.
The triangle with the...
With the just champion along the bottom.
RKO his ass, that sign
You're
says.
supposed to RKO his head. Amateur.
And she's really trying... Oh, she's wearing a CM Punk top. And she's really trying to get him to look at the sign. She's like, fucking look at the sign!
Listen to that crowd.
This guy was waiting for
he's
everyone else to
Just
start.
come out so I can start saying yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting yes blue balls.
I don't want to do it first.
Yeah.
It'd look silly if I do it first. God, look at that crowd.
When will we ever get a reaction like this again? Cody never got this.
No.
It'll be someone like really out of the blue, I think.
Braun.
No, I don't think so. They've earmarked him for that stuff. Like Brian was never earmarked for this, despite what they say.
I know who I want it to be.
I'm listening.
Ludwig Kaiser.
Let it go, man. Do you know who could pull it off?
Ludwig Kaiser?
No.
No, go on.
Dragunov.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. They've fumbled him so much.
Give it time. He's
Okay.
just been called up. Called up. I know they say it's a lateral move, but he's been called up.
Put him in Imperium for a bit and then have him eventually turn.
You want him
on-
to do the Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts thing.
Yes!
It fits even better then.
Yes!
There you go. Same theme.
Whoa,
same,
Sheamus is coming out last.
Same Zeb Coulter. I don't remember from my first watch if he does the bright white light and fella thing. I don't think he does it.
Okay. Cesaro, tell me what to do, Zeb. Go in the ring. Okay.
I will. I like your style, Zeb. It's so weird for a Swiss guy to be part of a faction tag team that has
The real Americans.
xenophobic undertones.
Well,
That's so
how did
bizarre
they
to me.
do it? Like, he did it the right way, was it? He... Wasn't Zeb affiliated with Alberto Del Rio at one point as well?
Good question.
He came out in that mobility scooter.
That sounds familiar, yeah. Yeah, this is when he had this theme, so he wasn't doing the fella thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Nah, because the lights are out during that one. He does it, but they don't have the bright white light on him, which I always thought was really cool.
So good at trash talking, Sheamus.
So you were saying earlier that you love the Elimination Chamber. And it was while I was watching this match that I realised how many great moments the Chambers actually had. So you had Wyatt's first title win, which was in contention for the pay-per-view we were going to cover, purely because of it was Bray's big moment in the WWE. You had the Daniel Bryan Santino Marella Chamber, which I'm a big fan of.
Oh, yeah.
When you half believe
yeah.
that Santino might win the World Championship.
Yeah.
You had like the first one, which Michaels won after coming back from retirement and won the title. There's just bits of really, really good moments. And then you had New Year's Revolution 2005, which is the Cena one where Edge cashed in for the first time.
There's a couple of moments as well that aren't mentioned at all. Like the very first episode we did, the Extreme Elimination Chamber. Test does an elbow drop off the top of the pod, and no one ever mentions it.
Nope.
Because it was mad.
Yeah, that big dude flying off. And then we also covered, like, I say iconic moments, we're talking about bad stuff as well, like the Intercontinental Championship one that we've already covered.
Yeah.
You go there, you go there.
There was that. There's Van Damme crushing Triple H's throat.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's never boring, is it?
Nope.
Apart from when they're boring.
But when they're boring, they're funny.
Yeah, that's
they're at least entertaining because they're so bad.
Yeah, it's weird seeing these two wrestle, isn't it?
Yeah, it really makes me want to go see the Best of 7 thing they did, though.
I can't remember how that started.
They just started feuding. I remember they were just arguing about stuff, and they had their first match, and I want to say Stephanie McMahon said, right, you guys are doing a Best of 7.
Wasn't it Foley?
Might have been Foley. Yeah, because Foley and Steph were both members of that team.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
And I think they said whoever wins...
So Orton just stretching his shoulders at the back.
He does that most of the match. Because
Okay.
he just stands there watching. Because, Viper.
Watching and flexing.
Yeah. But yeah, Steph or Foley sort of say, you're going to do a Best of 7, and whoever wins gets a title shot. They do that. They're 3-3. Fourth match ends in a double count out, the final one. And they turn around and say, well, we didn't say which title it was going to be. You're going to have a tag team title match. And they win. And thus the bar was born.
Oh, didn't they have a really stupid promo when they're in a bar and they get in a bar fight and they beat everyone and they sit down with their pints?
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like something they would do.
Everyone in their pods around the outside. It's like watching a 2K game because they occasionally just go...
Yep. Apart from Orton.
Yeah. Well, he was just doing it, which is what made me think.
Cena's doing it. Bryan's doing it. You can't see Christian because apparently no one gives a shit about Christian.
Orton just smiling.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself.
He's just leant against the side of the ring looking cool and handsome.
Yep. He's part of the authority. He doesn't need to care. He's the hand-picked champion.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. He's the face of the company, they were calling it, was it?
I guess, yeah.
Right, B+ player and all that. Yeah, all the catchphrases. Yeah. There he is, doing it there.
They got to stay limber, I think, ready for when they join.
What was that?
I missed that. Cena knocks on the glass, and then when they look, he just goes...
Cesaro goes like that back.
That's so good. A lot of uppercuts in this match.
Yeah, I bet.
I think Sheamus throws out a few. I think Bryan throws out a few.
Do you know where the European uppercut came from?
No. Go on.
English wrestling, it's illegal to hit with your fists.
Yeah, so it is in American wrestling.
So they use their biceps, so it's not illegal. There you go. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird how the Americans decided to use their forearms instead.
Yeah. Got to do it different, haven't they?
Yeah. Right, who's joined him?
Cena, he's posed, look. He's waiting for the door.
Are you sure?
No, it'd be Christian.
Are you sure?
Yep. If you go and work rate, chuck Christian.
Wrong, it's Bryan.
Okay, it's Daniel Bryan, even better.
Taped up shoulder and all. Double drop kick onto both Sheamus and Cesaro.
I can't remember who wins this.
You remember the main event of WrestleMania?
Yeah,
right?
logic dictates that it is going to be Randy Orton.
Yeah. Because, spoiler, the main event of WrestleMania 30 was not Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Sheamus.
Did you say this is the last main event before Mania?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so it has to be Orton then, doesn't it? Okay.
But there's definitely something interesting about this chamber, and I'll ask you about it when I think it's relevant.
Okay.
Either that, or I think you'll kind of realise it yourself. Get up, Cesaro. They want you to be kicked. I have always both liked and disliked that Daniel Bryan logo. Because they're ripping off the dead Kennedys, for starters. But it also looks like a toxic symbol. Neither of which are very Daniel Bryan.
No.
It's just because it looks like a D and a B. So, something stupid there. Daniel Bryan goes for that very weird pin. His shoulders are also down.
Yeah, I was going to say, who was he counting then, the ref?
Both. That would have been a double count out. Or a double pin. You know, I reckon Logan Paul might have opened up an avenue for stuff to do in the pod now.
Yeah, I think he has.
Drawing stuff on the inside of the perspex. I think that was quite smart.
Oh, yeah, the crowd are really hot and cold for this, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, Bryan's not doing anything, so they don't care too much. There are a surprising amount of Cesaro fans in the crowd, though. Like, you see quite a few signs for him.
I've seen a couple of Cesaro section signs.
I saw a bunch of people holding up the letters for his name as well. As time goes on, the more I cringe at people taking bumps onto the steel part, the steel floor on the outside of the ring. Daniel Bryan's just been whipped through one of the pods.
Through that flimsy perspex.
Shoulder first. Bad shoulder first. Notice how he has to position his body, though.
Oh, yeah. It's really awkward, isn't it?
It's the wrong hand. Was it Cesaro who did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought he was a southpaw, and I don't think he is.
Couldn't tell you.
I think he does the uppercuts with his right hand.
I think he does them
also.
both, doesn't he?
He did then. See, like that, like, Cesaro must be in so much pain from that.
Yeah.
Because a ring's got give. That has no give. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks chant. He's not even in the match yet. Very strange. Alright, we're counting down to the second person to join. I know who it is. Do you?
Christian.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you got to get the work rate guys in. Oh, that was awkward. Was Sheamus on the top rope the whole time?
Just waiting.
Yeah.
Is he here yet?
I like the way that everyone's resting, but it's on the outside, because I bet that steel's nice and cold.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, it makes sense as well, because I think you can only get pinned in the ring.
Christian, you're weak, someone shouts. So is Edge retired at this point?
Yeah, he retired in 2011.
So Christian would have held the World Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah, at some point.
Because Edge helped him, didn't he?
Oh. Christian closing the pod door on Bryan's bad shoulder. Horrible.
It absolutely blows my mind that they couldn't figure out what to do with Christian. I understand, like, first time round when Edge and Christian split up and Edge just went up the card. I get, like, cutting your losses with Christian and going, okay, maybe it's just not going to work. But then him jumping ship to TNA and seeing what he did over there and what he was capable of, him coming back, you go, right, that's how you use Christian. Let's go back to what we were doing before that didn't work.
Well, I guess in their mind they just had bigger stars. Like, in between Christian leaving and coming back, Cena had just been the guy.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. And, yeah, because Christian was, like, the first, not the first WWE guy to jump over, but I think he was the first, like, person that had some credentials to jump over to TNA.
In WWE specifically.
Yeah.
Because you got Sting there, man.
Yeah, I think he was one of the first to jump from one active company to the other active company.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And it'd be a big deal. And then it happened a lot.
Yeah, he kind of opened the floodgates a bit, because Angle wasn't too far behind that.
Because I think Raven might have done it first, but Raven's a weird one. Big star in ECW, big star for like all the smart fans. But it's Christian. Like, everyone knows who Christian is. Like, he is the biggest star. So Cesaro just being an absolute tank.
Yeah, throws Christian into the pod. It would hurt less than the steel, so I'd take it.
Look at that. Bent perspex.
That's bulletproof glass, actually.
I don't think it is.
It's not like the WWE to lie to me.
But I can't prove otherwise, so we just have to take their word for it, I guess.
Ask Mark Henry how bulletproof it is.
Or Jericho, he seems to go through it more than anyone else.
He does, doesn't he? This is weird.
I bet that sounded better in his head. He's like, I'm going to pick this glass up and I'm going to put it against Sheamus and I'm going to run into it. Oh, right, okay.
Sounded like Rolf Harris had entered the building.
Don't talk about Rolf Harris.
Why? What did he do?
Kids.
You're not supposed to say that part.
They're really trying to use that perspex as a wobbly weapon, aren't they?
That's my nickname in high school.
Wobble. Did you meet Rolf Harris?
Yeah.
No, okay, no, I didn't. Did you actually?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Cena has joined the fray.
Yeah, let's stop talking about nonsense, shall we? Jesus Christ. Just AA's... Is it AA? It'll be AA at this point, wouldn't it? Yeah. Just AA's Christian into a standing Cesaro.
Brian giving a top rope Hurricane Rana to Cena. Weird to see himself for that.
Yeah.
Look at Cena selling these kicks. It is Daniel Bryan after all, but yeah. Kill switch from Christian.
Whoa, okay.
On to Bryan. No way. Bryan's still in the game.
That was weird.
There's a lot of, like, weird decisions in this chamber. A lot of breaking up submission holds and, like, attacks when there's no need to.
Yeah, because there's no point in breaking one up.
No, I'd do what Orton's doing. He's doing the right thing.
That was really cool.
Cesaro's got Christian in the toss spot, I guess you would call
Oh,
it.
he's going for the big swing, isn't he?
Maybe, but Cena cross-bodies him and sends Christian into the turnbuckle. Celtic cross from Sheamus to Cena. Not enough, though.
Did Sheamus call that thing the Celtic Cross?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was his Razor's Edge, wasn't it? The Celtic Cross.
Was it?
Shit, yeah.
Cole calls it the Celtic cross.
What did he call that fucking move? Something Thunder, was it?
Maybe. I don't remember him using that move
Rolling
too much.
Thunder?
That was RVD's thing.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? So I'm going to make a prediction as to who gets eliminated first.
Yeah?
Christian.
Okay. I ain't telling you.
Yeah. It's just the way WWE treated him. It's even commentary are like, oh my god, even Christian's hanging in there with everybody. So fuck off, man.
Yeah, I mean, out of the 6, he's the smallest by quite a bit.
He is the...
Aside from Bryan, but Bryan's a special case.
Yeah.
Cesaro throwing Cena up like he's nothing for that, like, flying uppercut.
Well, you remember what he's done on Cena he hasn't done it yet, I don't think, but he will do, like the superplex from the apron and
he
things.
does it in this match to somebody.
Does he?
Yeah.
Interesting to see who that's going to be. Christian.
I'm not telling.
Okay, it's Christian. Orton's just there going, ah.
Oh, it's tiring being me, you know.
Cena throwing really weird kicks.
Yeah, he's not a kicker.
No, he's not. Christian just selling a headbutt by falling into the cage. What was that?
See, like Bryan stopping Cena from doing an AA to Cesaro there. Why? That makes no sense.
Also, these two are going to have some history as well.
Oh yeah, they do already.
Is that
Sheamus and Bryan?
Has that match already happened?
2 years before this.
Ah, okay.
Oh, everyone is very tired. I wonder what's going to happen. He was the apex predator, wasn't he, Michael Cole? Here you go. It's Sheamus. He does it too.
Okay, fair enough.
Watch this. Fucking hell, I never understand how Cesaro is able to do that suplex. So, we are 8 seconds away from Orton joining the match, and he does something quite genius here, I think, as he joins the match. particularly while everyone's down, he starts attacking everyone's legs.
Yeah. Well, whatever he just did to Cena.
Yeah, he just like stops to some people and then attacks their limbs as well. So he just keeps them down.
Are they chanting boring?
They are to Orton. Because they obviously don't care about him. They want Bryan to be champion.
Well, he's had a lot of flack over the years, hasn't he, for his wrestling style, it not being very exciting.
He's very safe, but he's got the charisma for it, so he can pull it off.
Yeah, he's got that real slow, like methodical style, hasn't he?
Bryan moves. And Orton has just realised that he's fucked up.
Gets back in the pod. Amazing. You know what I really want? Sheamus just a bro kick through the pod. Fuck off. Fuck off, does that happen? Give me what I want.
So you know how I said Sheamus had the spot of the night?
Oh.
Spot of the match, sorry.
Give me what I want.
They are chanting pussy at Randy Orton.
Oh, go on. Go on. Absolutely do it. Yes.
Orton falls down like a sack of shit. Can't believe you called that. So the thing I wanted to mention is that this might be the chamber that has taken the longest for an elimination.
Yeah.
Because all 6 members are in and have been for a couple of minutes now, and no one's been eliminated.
The only problem with that is the eliminations have to happen really fast after that. And
But one of the things I did realise is that aside from the early points of the match, the nature of the chamber and the way it works, there's not much time for like rest holds or anything like that. It has to be like constant action. So the crowd's not going to get bored. Remember what I said about Kevin Dunn?
Oh, yeah.
Wait for it. I felt sick at this shot. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out.
So Cesaro's doing the swing, and every time it's just like this.
Oh, it's
and
the
who
worst.
wants to see that?
Yeah. Yeah, who wants to see that?
No one wants to see that.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Daniel Bryan just do a rolling thunder
in Chaos Theory. Yeah.
Whoa. Did he ever do that?
Not that I remember. Yeah, let's watch the bro kick again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right.
If Sheamus just bro kicked Cena, why would you sneak pin Sheamus? Why would you not just go straight in for Cena?
Because he's an idiot. While also running away after realising what he did.
Yeah, this was the Celtic Cross, wasn't it?
See if he calls it anything. Oh, doesn't matter. Christian escapes onto the top of the pod, but Sheamus is in hot pursuit.
So there's no roof to those pods, are there? They're just chains?
Yeah, that's right. This is before they redesigned it.
Yeah.
A splash from Christian onto Sheamus from the top of the pod.
Desperation equals dangerous.
Sheamus is first out.
Whoa!
The eliminations come thick and fast now.
Yeah, I bet.
That is quite a jump, though. Fair play to him.
They're chanting, "This is awesome."
Yep, they are.
It's so weird. It kind of takes me out of the match a little bit. The fact that they have to open that massive door to let them back out and then shut the door again.
That is a shame. But it has made for some interesting spots. I'm pretty sure people have broken in and also like interfered during that moment as well.
Yeah. And that'll be done.
Yeah. Bryan eliminates Christian after the running knee. Wasn't the psycho knee at this point. No point in closing the door, was there, Charles? And then there were 4.
And they're teasing a final 4. There's 6 people in the match.
Well, there were only 3 feasible winners going into this match, weren't there?
Yeah, true.
One of those 4 was never world champion. That's so unjust.
In WWE, anyway.
Yeah. Well, Cesaro only ever won his first world championship last year.
Which is mad.
Incredibly mad.
Just think, like, he predates NXT. Can you imagine, like, Cesaro in an NXT?
Yeah. What do you mean?
like NXT champion, like ruling a promotion.
Yeah, but they just called him up too early.
He was he even in NXT?
He was. He faced Sami Zayn on a NXT show. I remember because Sami Zayn went to do that DDT spot where he jumps through the turnbuckle bit,
Yep.
and Cesaro catches him.
Oh, they have the really cool 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, where there's that spot where Cesaro's holding Zayn
and
up and walking around the ring with it.
Yeah. I remember now. I remember.
Cesaro giving a German suplex to Cena while Bryan is on his shoulders. He picks up Cena like he's absolutely nothing.
Man.
And Cena counters with a Hurricane Rana. Absolutely insane.
I like the fact he does a little slow 180 on the board.
So Cesaro takes an AA to the outside, also onto Perspex, which is on the steel. STFU and Cesaro taps. And then there were 3.
Yeah, I mean, there was, like you said, there was always going to be.
I think you can guess the final 2. Do you remember how it becomes the final 2?
No.
Good.
I mean, I don't even know who the final 2 are.
I think you can guess.
Yeah.
But when you consider who the third is...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes. Yes.
The Wyatts have turned up.
Yes.
Do you remember who John Cena faced at WrestleMania 30, Jack?
Was it Bray?
It was Bray.
That's weird that all 3 of, like, everyone in the ring there has got some history.
Yeah.
Is this... They've already done the Wyatt thing, haven't they?
I don't know. I
Bryan.
can't remember exactly when it was. I feel like it has happened.
Because Orton was involved in that as well, wasn't he?
No, Orton was later.
Okay.
Orton was like 2018.
Slap.
Yes. Yeah, this kind of became their pay-per-view. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot about this bit.
The only reason I kind of remembered is because I remembered Bray faced Cena at WrestleMania. Because it was that weird thing where he was like, it was like the embrace the hate thing, but not quite. He was like, I know that's in you, and you want to attack me, like in a vicious way. And he's there on his knees, asking him to hit him with the chair.
The whole world. He's got the whole world in his hands.
I think that's when it started.
That's where that came from, right? And it's got the kids' choir and
yeah, I remember him on his knees in the ring while Cena's holding the chair, and he's like, just do it.
Yeah,
prove me right. It's like the ending of 7.
But Cena went over, didn't he?
Yeah, and he didn't hit him with the chair. And Orton pinned Cena after the vicious attack from the Wyatts. And then there were 2. Bryan, the people's favourite, the people's champion, versus Randy Orton, the corporate and chosen champion. Corporate Kane is out, telling off the Wyatts for getting involved.
Is Rowan taller than Kane?
Kind of, yeah.
What do you mean, kind of?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell from that angle. He looks taller from that angle. I like the way that Bray kind of toys with Kane then. While he's telling him off. Laughing in his face. And Bryan,
for no reason,
gives a flying knee to Kane. Well, he's been screwing him over for the past few weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, true.
But Orton throws Bryan through the pod.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be there, was he?
Yeah. Played it off quite well,
Yeah,
though.
Orton in the Tree of Woe. And Bryan hitting with the kicks.
Oh, more like the Tree of No. It's hard to sell when you're upside down, isn't it? Because Orton's just going, oh!
How does Bryan have that energy? I'd be absolutely knackered.
Elite level athlete, that's why.
He's a better man than I.
Oh,
a back suplex from the top from Bryan to Orton.
Orton looked like he didn't want to take that either.
No, would you after a decade of jumping onto your own back? I wouldn't.
Kane's still out.
Yeah, it was a like the running knee, but from the top rope.
Oh,
so obviously it hurts more.
That makes it even more impactful.
The only way it could hurt more is if he was standing on stairs.
Yeah, or holding a chair.
Yeah. Or the perspex.
on the Perspex.
Yeah.
Kane should have been on the Perspex.
You know he would have gone arse over tit if he was on that Perspex. Orton doing the vintage Orton on the turnbuckle rather than the ropes.
I don't think I've ever seen it there before. I did think he was going to go for a weird RKO.
Yeah,
though.
so did I when I first watched it. Bryan hits Orton with the knee. Kane pulls the ref out. Bryan hits him again. RKO. 1, 2. Bryan is still in it.
Yeah, you don't see many people kicking out of RKOs, do you?
No, you do not.
Not especially not at this time. Listen to the crowd, man.
They are white hot.
I think Orton was the perfect person for Bryan to go up against as well. Like, as far as wrestling goes, he is an amazing sports entertainer. And the people that got behind Bryan was because he was amazing in the ring.
Exactly.
And the fact that their styles are so far apart.
But yet they had an amazing chemistry at the same time.
Well, you can argue that Bryan can have chemistry with anyone. That's what makes him so special.
A slap from Kane, a second RKO, and that'll do it.
Yeah. Kind of figured that was going to happen when we started watching it, and then the timeline, yeah. But then from this, he goes on to beat Triple H in the first match, doesn't he? And then gets...
He beats all 3 members of Evolution in one night. I mean, Flair's not going to be there, is he? But he beats the other 3 members of Evolution in one night.
Yeah, he beats Triple H clean, doesn't he? And then he makes Batista tap.
Yeah.
But because Orton's also in the triple threat match, he sort of beats him by proxy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like Roman stacking Bryan and Edge, is it?
There's a guy there wearing a Randy Orton t-shirt. Orton's just won, and he's just there looking at his phone like...
Yeah.
So why have you shown that guy? Show someone, like, angry that
I think they were trying to show someone who was angry, but he also happened to wear an Orton t-shirt.
Vintage Orton, that sign says.
Yeah.
Good pay-per-view.
Yeah, overall it was.
Yeah.
The women's match was very, very unfortunate.
I forgot that was even...
Exactly.
Oh, God.
It was
a well-timed yawn again.
And I'm glad that we got to celebrate Bray Wyatt in our own way.
Yeah, that match was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Even back then, that's a match that people really wanted. And WWE weren't in the habit of giving the fans what they wanted. And that was proper fan service. And it lived up to like all of the expectations as well.
Probably, and then some.
Yeah.
I don't think... The crowd make that match in a big way, but I still don't think they expected it to be as good as it was.
No.
It's just a woman there, just staring. And a man doing the same thing.
Well, it's just people looking bored. They keep cutting to the wrong people.
I think because it's a pay-per-view, they're sticking around in hope of a surprise. Maybe.
Yeah.
But you ain't getting one, that's the end.
It's just people going...
Okay.
I wonder how long it's going to take me to get to the car park. Yeah. Oh, Dad's still in the...
Do I go and beat the traffic?
Yeah. Dad's still in the toilet. If I message him, do you reckon we can meet him at the car? Or...
Yeah, it would be quicker. And then we've got to go to Taco Bell on the way home.
I wonder if the merch table's still...
Yeah.
I want to return my Daniel Bryan t-shirt.
Do I buy WrestleMania now? I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to us talk over Elimination Chamber 2014. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we love you, Bray Wyatt. Until next time.